right, welcome to another episode of Just Curious. I'm S. Gordon. Um, Today I'm doing something a little bit different. I normally don't bring this much testosterone, what I'm saying, in the building, but I felt as though that we got some pretty interesting topics to cover. First, I want to give a big shout out to Phoenix Luxury. They sponsored this episode today. The food that the gentleman ate today, meals, amazing meals. We had a Cajun chicken Alfredo with homemade sauce, served with broccoli and garlic bread, classic soul rolls, baked inside. She had mac and cheese in there. She's trying to show out.
Actually,
With the broccoli and baked chicken served with homemade spicy and sweet sour sauce. I ain't getting no sweet and sour, but the mushrooms, I put some mushrooms on my chicken Alfredo. It was on point. So we got some interesting guys, in the building today. So we've been going over some topics. I want to do a singles mixer. It's a lot of single type of people in the city, and what made me want to do this is I was doing Lyft, and I met this doctor, guy. He's not even from here, and he said that the dating market in Cleveland was just rough. He said the women here is like super bougie. Like he was going on a date with this chick, and she didn't even know that he was a doctor. So she stood him up. You know what I'm saying? And dude worth some good money. You know what I'm saying? And he like he looked like Tay Diggs. You know what I'm saying? He's not like a bad looking guy or nothing like that. So she was just going off of whatever she perceived him to be. He ain't had no jewelry, none of that. Just a regular guy. So I did like a poll and said, is the dating market like hard in the city? And a lot of women, they sided with each other and they said it's not. So today, the way we're gonna start is I want each guy to introduce themselves, and I'm gonna just start throwing topics out because I start asking women questions to ask you guys. So we're gonna start with yourself first. Would you introduce yourself? Tell them who you is. How'd you get your beard the way it is?
my name is Lloyd, and I get my beard from Excellent Grooming, as you can see. I'm just a regular guy. I did notice that the dating market has actually shifted over the last couple years. I guess we'll go into that in a little bit more detail. But I can see the kind of complexity as far as the difference in thought, as far as how the dating market is right now and how it used to be. Because I think the last with COVID, it's definitely transitioned, definitely for like maybe the worst. But I guess that's just a guy's perspective.
First of all, he caught me off guard. He was just like, yeah, he's in camera with camera. He's like, well, my name's Lloyd.
Oh yeah.
I've been
That nigga the proper thought.
that boy switched.
Real proper.
I'm telling him like, dude, you can't be yelling at the camera. He's like, well, my name's Lloyd. No, you're good though. Are you sure?
My name's Ciante Prescott. My opinion on the dating market might be a little different. It's been a while since I've been on the market. I've been with the same girl for like, I'm going on 5 years, and we just got engaged last month. So I'm gonna weigh in on how we got together and what it takes for the ladies to really find what they're looking for.
Oh, well, congratulations, bro. I didn't know it was that recent.
Congratulations.
Yes, sir.
All right, yeah, my name's Sergio Yar. I've known as Professor Pitt. I had a show with Stan called The Cure. And, a lot of people love it. A lot of people hate it. Supposed to mix emotions. But, I came in today. I hope we can bring some clarity to all the stuff we talked about in past episodes. I have a 2-year-old daughter from a woman that I will be in a 10-year relationship with on November 15th. So I feel as though I'm qualified to be able to put people together. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know what it takes to make a relationship run. Not only just some of these people can't pull people, some dudes can't get girls, so not only we try to help them get a girl, but maintain that relationship.
My name is Joshua. I've been in a relationship for 11 years. We got married in 2020 when she got back from being in the military. She went overseas. Once she got back, we got married, did a whole bunch of things. We actually got 3 businesses together. We do real estate, we got wine, and she does a lot of graphic design, and we both work at the VA hospital. So we trying to do our thing.
Good shit.
Y'all doing y'all thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
it's-
It's a year. That's
Man,
the toughest
bro.
goals right there.
All right.
My name Mike Zell. Everybody that know me call me Snoop. So I've been single, 31, so probably for about the last 6-7 years. I've been dating, but not actively dating. You know, I've been more focused on my career, chasing the bag, taking care of my family. I do have a 1-year-old son, so obviously I'm out here, but you know, it's in a more like family focused. I'm focused on whatever my mission and purpose is, not, you know, I'm just out here chasing the women and that type of deal. So that's where I'm at right now. No, I'm chasing the bag. I'm chasing the bag. Yeah, I'm chasing the bag.
I'm O. Most of them know me as my business is O Visions, graphic design, web design, photography, video. My part today, you know what I'm saying, I'm single, and been single for a couple of years now. Been single for a couple of years now, but you know, like my man right here just said, it's, you know, the grind is not to, you know what I'm saying, chase a lot of women or do anything like that. It's more or less focusing on what I need to do and make sure that I'm being, you know, a better me and doing what I need to do, you know what I'm saying, as far as growing and, you know what I'm saying, making my way in this world for myself, and making sure that, you know, that I have, you know, the stability and the growth that I want for myself personally. So it's no rush. You know what I'm saying? I'm not in a rush to try to make anything happen. If it happens, it happens. I'm one of them type of people. So no, I'm not trying to force anything. But at the same time, you know, it's I like things to happen organically. So that's where I'm at with it.
So the gentleman that I have here today is everybody's under the age of 40. You know, I just want to throw that out there. And also, everybody is in the 25 percentile, meaning every guy here makes over $67,000 a year on average. Some of us make 6 figures, you know, and a lot of women, I was doing like polls and different things, and they were saying that they're looking for guys who make good money. You know, I did a vote this week, and it was on the post, and it said, should men pay women bills? And we're gonna just start with that. And I wanna start, man. I'm gonna start with Professor Pitt. Like, well, how do you feel about that particular subject? Should men pay women bills?
I mean, it all depends on how supportive you are to that man and bringing it to the table. Like, are you really helping him pull? Are you the woman behind the good man? Are you the lady behind the scenes that nobody see pulling the strings that really help this man achieve his excellence? Or are you just sitting around like cooking dinners and like opening your legs for him and telling him that he hope you have a good day and you appreciate him and thank you all the time, like dudes tell you pretty all the time. It don't really mesh well in the end, you know. You gotta really be that like all-star woman, and a lot of girls, you know, they flirt with it, or some of these dudes, you know, they got so much money that at first they really don't think about it, but if you really want to have a relationship, you can't build off of that stability. So I don't think he should give her a dime if she not, you know what I'm saying, turning it to $100, like for real. Like if he in that position, you get in a position to change your life, and you sitting around like, you know, kind of like, excuse my expression, but like pussyfooting about the situation, you know what I'm saying? Like you ain't productive.
Mm-hmm.
To add to that, shit, in these days and times, you come out the gate and you just throwing money in the situation, that's what they gonna expect.
That's what it's based
So
off
it's
of.
like, if y'all gotta build off something else that's more solid and talk about what y'all want, y'all goals, and what y'all need as a person. But if you got to come out the gate and just say, hey, and there's nothing wrong with one and not a female. You know, I don't see nothing wrong with that. But if you telling her like, you ain't got to worry about this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. So if all you leading with is just saying financial, what you expect that woman to do?
Exactly.
What to expect financial.
The only thing I got to say to that is like, there's no problem with paying, you know, the bills, but you got to change my reality. Like you was touching on earlier. If I'm out here getting this money and paying everything and taking care of it, when I come home, I shouldn't have to worry about more problems. Like as a black man, when we outside, you gotta worry about not being intimidators. Like at any point in time, if I raise my voice, you might get scared and I get shot and I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta walk around this world on eggshells, but I still gotta get my bag and I still gotta present that like I'm not somebody that you can mess with. So no matter if you got a 6-figure job or you got you working at McDonald's, like if you take care of if you change my reality when I come home, I do everything for you. Sure. And if I'm doing everything for you, I need whatever you're saving to make us go further. I need generational. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm taking care of house and home, you need to be taking care of state and federal. You know what I'm saying? Like you need to be paying life insurance. You need a life insurance policy on, because I'm outside, you in the house. You know what I'm saying? So you need to be paying my life insurance policy. You need to make sure if something happened to me, you'll never have to go without, because I'm gonna teach you how I'm moving. Don't just sit there and watch me keep putting money in an account. Learn what I'm doing. Show me a better way. Say, hey, I see you doing this. You working 16 hours to get this amount. But if you put this money in this way, you ain't got to work as much. You could be home.
I think kind of like what y'all saying is it's based on the relationship, right? Like, I think I kind of was a little transparent when I came in the room, like where I came from and how I came up. It was a lot of things that kind of pulled me in different directions, right? So in order to survive my environment, I had to build certain relationships, right? So when it comes to paying a woman's bills, what's the relationship? You know what I'm saying? Like, do we have a connection? Do we have something that we can build on? Do we have trust? Is there stability in this, right? Because me paying your bills, that's beneficial for you, but like y'all saying, what's the benefit for me? You know what I mean? So
yeah, it's a fine line between tricking and investing.
So what's the foundation of the relationship?
Exactly, because if you look at it, it's a slippery slope. You can invest into a wrong woman, and it's a waste of money.
Right.
You invest in a right woman, it's an investment.
It's a blessing for both of us.
Right. So I think it's ground for communications. Also, you gotta communicate the picture of where you're moving to. So me personally, I wouldn't pay a woman's bill unless I have a picture of where I'm moving to with this woman. If I know she has a destination that's beyond where we began, then yeah, I pay your bills. Yeah, I take care of everything. Or, you know, honestly, you know what I mean? You might run into a woman lucky enough who I'll work it out making you. You want to make sure you're still doing what you're supposed to do as a man, vice versa. It's all about, honestly, balance. You know what I'm saying? Because if she doesn't out earn you and she's able to bring peace, tranquility, and be able to really take care of all your home bases, like you come home, you're like, I never have to worry about eating. I barely fold my own clothes. If you coming home to a woman that's taking care of every bit of your needs, then the money you making is well beyond worth splitting.
Right.
But if you know, so it's just all about balance.
But it's more than just taking care of like feeding me or making sure I ain't gotta wash my clothes. If the garbage disposal broke, I need you to make the right call.
Yeah.
I don't need to be trying to handle that type of situation. If the grass ain't cut because I've been at work, I need you to have that done.
I just got one more thing I want to stack on to that real quick. It's crazy because I think sometimes the people, like, you know, you've been with your girl for 11 years, it's like the people that have been in a relationship so long, our mind frame been in a pattern of how to like function and make the household work.
Right.
And then you still think about your own individual life, and it's like, how can we all come up as a whole and really do the things and do this shit that people do to come up in life? But as far as paying bills, as a single, as a single person, you know what I'm saying, or if you're a young cat or whatever, as a single man, it's like, if I'm hitting all the green lights for a chick, right? Like, what do women like? Like, if I got a nice car, a nice house, I dress nice, I smell good. I was talking to you one time, Gordo. I said, how many women do you think you probably cook better than? If you like, you said you probably cook like better than 70% of the women you know.
For sure.
Like, any woman to put my foot, I used to say when I was young, I used to say my meals is Panty approved. You know what I'm saying? That shit at the house, they'd be like, damn, nigga, I'm comfortable on the couch, snipping heels off, nigga, feeding you all kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I already got what the women want. Like, I can have women running through this shit like Grand Central Station. You know what I'm saying? I am what a woman desires. So why would I pay your bills when I got 17 bras that's like hoping I call them, come over here and crack some pants? You know what I'm saying? Like, they want to be there. You know what I'm saying? Like, they texting you, they DMing you. You know what I'm saying? So why would I waste my energy and paying, like, I can have 17 of you. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, well, what do you offer? My house was clean when I met you. You know what I'm saying? Like, clean my own house.
But to go back, go ahead, Stan.
And too, like, I think the I don't want to say problem. Every woman said they want a guy to pay their bills. Y'all pay the bills. You know why y'all pay the bills? Cause y'all got a wife. You have, and even if that's not your wife, that's your wifey.
Right,
So
right.
it's the sideline type of women are the ones who saying a guy need to pay my bills. He need to do this. He need to do that. Do you know my last 3 relationships? I wasn't the breadwinner. They made more money than me, except for now, But they invested in me. So even the women that were there before, you watching this, I appreciate you. But the thing is, it wasn't the fact that they had more than me, because a man is supposed to provide protection, direction, and affection. I ain't say nothing about money, because if a chick, I was making $50,000 a year. The woman I was with, she was making $140,000. You know who paid the bills? She did. You know what I'm saying? But you know who managed her finances? I did. She was investing in things that I was doing, you know what I'm saying, to get to the person that's doing this show right now. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times the women, they say what they want, but the women that don't say nothing, those are the women that guys are cuffing up. You know what I'm saying? Like the woman I'm with today, she slept with me on the couch when I was homeless. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't had I was hiding my clothes behind the refrigerator, taking baths at Planet Fitness.
Yeah, they don't post that on IG.
You know what I'm saying? And then when she got the apartment, come lay in the bed so your back don't be messed up.
Yeah.
And then she paid the bills for 46 months. So you know what happened when I started? My money started coming in from all my investments. I gave her $3,500. Like, here, you know what I'm saying? And I don't mind paying the bills for somebody that does that. Waking up every day at 4 a.m, taking me to go to my job, to go do deliveries. So when you put the work in, yeah, you're going to get that. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like don't that kind of go back to what I was saying, that it's based off the relationship,
For sure.
right?
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, we single, right? Me and him, y'all got y'all situations or whatever, right? So as a single guy, what's gonna make me pay this woman bills? What's gonna make me help this woman
That
out?
changed the reality.
Vagina.
It's not that. No, it's the relationship.
I gotta respect you.
It's the relationship.
I gotta know
You
you
know what I'm
solid.
saying?
You know, I think the overall
Like,
difference
if I don't feel like you solid,
Yeah.
I can't respect
But
you.
it's the
Like,
relationship.
No, for sure.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. It's about saying because
y'all saying
we got
same
yes,
thing,
for
yeah.
sure. That's why I said it got to be solid. I know they got a relationship, cool. I got to know this and that before I put that investment in. Like at the end of the day, I'm not gonna come out and say, look, oh, just because you look good, just because you got some big titties and a fat ass and all that shit like that, that's not.
I'm not
the
gonna
reason why I'm
lie.
gonna
That's
do that.
good and all, but that's not enough for me.
No,
I don't
not for me at
care
all.
how good our relationship is. I don't care how good our communication is. I don't care how much our streets are intertwined with each other. The main thing to me is if I'm gonna pay all your bills, you have to be an exceptional woman. You know what I mean by exceptional? I have to picture like without me, without you, I feel like my life's going to deteriorate.
Facts.
That has nothing to do with money.
No.
That has nothing. No.
Nah, you don't want that.
Not deteriorate like I can't live without you. Deteriorate as in
me up to
the
another
vi-
level.
exactly. You boosting not only my ego, but my financial priorities.
Make me feel like I'm a better man with
exactly. So without you, I feel like I'm losing so many assets.
And not even that,
that
because you still could be solid as yourself.
Exactly.
And I'm gonna say,
But
like
I-
me and him talking about being single, I feel like I'm solid as myself.
Right.
But at the same time, if I bring a woman along, you
What are
can't
you
make me
bringing
feel like
to
you
the table?
draining me.
Like, what are you
You can't
bringing?
drain me.
You gotta be
like,
like,
you feel like you're gonna
but
make
you
me
gotta be a
happy.
booster.
You gotta make me,
But you know
You
what?
gotta be exceptional.
keep me on the
How are
same
you- how
pace.
are you
or
pushing
shoot
the heat?
back.
Like a weight on a balloon.
Right.
You know what I'm
But
saying?
everybody's
Pushing
exceptional
you
is
forward,
different though.
you know what I'm saying?
You know, I might view an exceptional person for something that may not seem exceptional to you. So you have to find what's exceptional to you, and then that woman can be taken care of. But it's so hard to find an exceptional woman. Every woman's like, I'm exceptional, and although most women are special in their own way, they're not exceptional to each man that they meet.
I said,
And
I
that's-
think,
He just said that for the
but I-
record.
No, I'm real talk though. The thing is, though, if a man's gonna pay for everything,
But I
you know,
think, what it is we. I'm gonna say we, but really not me. Most men look for women in the wrong places.
exactly.
Y'all looking for them in bars. You know what I'm saying? Like, first of all, even when I did go to the bar, I always, and it's a trick for everybody, look to see what women drinking. I used to go look. Okay, if she drinking Hennessy and Patron, I don't want her. But if she drink a wine, I'm like, okay, she could probably teach me something because
She got something
I didn't really know too much about wine at the time.
But why do
And
men
that's why-
pick up women
and
at
that's-
bars expecting a longevity when they can easily pick these same women up at
Exactly.
a book? See, the way I was raised by most women. The way
talking
you
about
enter a
books
woman's
for
life
yourself.
is the way you mostly leave. So you enter a lot of women's lives into fashions where you're paying. When you go to a bar, you buy a woman a drink, right? When you go to a club and stuff like that, you're already putting yourself into this position to take care of. So when you go to an area that's equal grounds, you actually might meet a woman that you might find exceptional that you never even thought of because you've been so used to meeting so many women. This is what you so comfortable with. Now you stepped out of your comfort zone. You may have picked up a woman that maybe not the most attractive woman, maybe didn't speak the best, but you found yourself taking care of this woman you met at the bookstore that you never thought that you would take care of because this is what you like over here.
And that's what,
But you gotta take yourself on that.
but that's the point I want to get to. So the women, they want a certain type of guy.
Right.
So you gotta go where they at. You know what I'm saying? Like I go to cigar lounges. I like to smoke cigars. Man, them guys at them cigar lounges, most of them is doing well for themselves. Go to the golf course. Go to Whole Foods. I just got on my healthy stuff. Go get you a smoothie. You know what I'm saying? Go to a park and see who on Wi-Fi. They probably got their own Wi-Fi in their pocket. So you gotta go where they at. But the guys like us,
I worked in the hospital.
guys like us, you're not gonna find these type of guys inside of a bar. You're not gonna most of the guys here not even on most of the guys here not even on Instagram. I'm about to do a singles mixer and I'm telling guys like, yeah, like I just told myself that I said, hey, you know, go look at my post. Yeah, I gotta download Instagram again. They not on Instagram. So most of the Instagram is thirst traps. It's, and don't get me wrong, a lot of guys, you know, like looking at the women, you know, if they're sexually promiscuous and things like that. But will they keep her is the question.
Nah.
Will they marry her like you did your wife?
But see, the only reason she got that ring, I'm trying to tell you, is because she changed my reality. Just like you said, finding an exceptional woman that you feel like you can't live without, that's saying the same thing I'm saying.
Exactly.
It's a different reality. Bruh, like I came from, like, my parents are 13 years older than me. We've learned the same things together. Like my only goal through high school was not to have a kid. If I got through high school, didn't have a kid, they were happy. You know what I'm saying? I know more about life than my parents. I'm teaching them things. I learned from just learn from mistakes. I had a better hiding spot for my clothes when I was homeless. I put the sheet on top of the clothes. That was my bed. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The reason that I got with my girl is because she had a car. she could get me to work. It went from getting me to work to her saying like I want to finish school, but I don't know how to get paid. To me talking to her into going into the military because I can't do it for you. But while you in the military, while you overseas doing AT, I'ma go to work. I'm gonna get this paid. When you send money home, I'm going to buy this. I'm gonna buy this piece of property. That's how I came up.
Right.
And I'm not gonna lie, she changed my reality. I was kicking in doors, I was robbing people. She made me
Maybe
want
you
to
don't say
do.
that on camera, bro. Maybe you.
I mean,
I'm
it's-
just-
you go ahead and say it all.
I'm sorry. Hey, look, I'm from a different place, bro. You don't just. Yeah, allegedly. Put a disclaimer on this shit.
No, he did on one, so he understands this is true.
This is-
I ain't
No,
gonna.
he right though.
We don't know
Like,
exactly.
this dude.
Hey, I'm looking out for him.
Ain't no real talk, man. Real talk. And I want to say this, man. I'm proud of him. Like, he went to the same college. Like, he stole me my first flip phone. You know what I'm saying? Hey, he did. Like, I remember that. I needed a phone, and he came, and I couldn't open it up, but I could talk on the Bluetooth.
I was talking myself. I asked the nigga for a phone too. I was talking myself.
He said, and he rigged it.
Yeah, I was talking myself back then. I should have asked the nigga for a phone
Yeah,
too.
but no, he definitely like he changed like for everything that he's saying, like for living in East Cleveland, going to Shaw, like all of that type of stuff. Like you would be surprised.
Yeah.
You know, he really and that's some real shit.
That's the maturation of a man.
And
You
I
know what I'm
really-
saying? When we was younger and the things that we was doing as a young dude and the stuff that we do, we shouldn't be doing at this age. You know what I'm saying? And if a woman that come along and make you understand that or build you up, you know, based off what you was, because like at the end of the day, I think we all, personally, I don't know every single person here personally, but we could all been products of our environments.
For sure.
And we felt the need to make the choice not to be at some point. At some point, you know what I'm saying? So being that we chose not to be, and like you said, as far as you know, that's us as a man, the maturation of being a man. That ain't got nothing to do with a female or nothing like that. But if a female did do that, like he said, that's the one you want. That's not the one you want to say. You can't dog her. You can't want to be.
But-
That's the one that
but
makes you
sometimes-
be a
but
better man.
sometimes,
That's the
though,
one you
but
want.
sometimes though, you know what I'm saying, and what I've learned being single is some people just help you get to the next spot you're supposed to be, right? So like we talking about where we came from. My first girlfriend out of high school, you better than what you doing, you need to stop. And I'm looking at her like, man, what you talking about? Like, I'm getting money, you know what I'm saying? I got no car, but I'm helping you put gas in your car. I'm helping you do X, Y, and Z. Like, what you mean? Like, this what I do. And she like, nah, but you don't think you could be better? And I'm sitting there and I'm like, and she, think about where you came from. Think about what your parents want from you. Think about what your family want from you. And I'm sitting there like, damn, so the right woman can help you see what you don't see in yourself. And I understand that, right? But it's like, okay, when you out here and you trying to meet the one that you gonna ride off in the sunset with, right? Like, she gotta do that for the long term. So when you talk about paying bills or signing things into her name, or because I got some OGs, some homies that they got businesses and they work millions and they come from the same places we come from, but everything in their wife name. You know how much trust they gotta have in that woman? You know what I'm saying? So it's like when I'm sitting there and I'm looking at my father and I'm looking at some of my big homies, that's my example. Everything that I do from my business aspects, you know, the way I interact with people, you know, because I ain't gonna lie, I was a little dude. You know, I had a little chip on my shoulder. I was a little angry. They're like, man, you ain't gotta be that way. You could be cool. So everything I like am trying to be now, I had an example. So now it's like, okay, I'm seeing how they are with their wives and they ladies, and I'm looking for something similar to that. You know what I'm saying?
You know what?
Okay,
It ain't about trust. They avoiding tax fraud.
I mean,
I want to get to the other topics.
let's go.
So let's knock them out. But to go into your point is, I feel like women need to work on themselves. If you want a certain type of guy, don't spew out what you want. You need to work on you. I always use a quote like, "Stop looking out the window and look in the mirror."
Right.
So if you want a guy to pay your bills and do that, why don't you invest in that guy?
Or be the type of
Or not
woman
even
that
that.
he would want to pay the bills for.
Exactly.
Or
Invest in
even
yourself. Or invest in
you got
yourself.
it. Y'all run off
Invest
in
in
yourself.
yourself.
But Stan, you saying something right there, right? Because how many of us, when we was growing up and we wanted this certain type of chick, we did things to get her attention, right?
You got to.
Like,
You
how
got
many
to.
of us
And
back
it's
in
not,
the 90s?
It's not even what you saying right now. It's not even. That's not even a question.
But stuff
Because
like
at the end
that
of the day,
too
you
don't
can't
last
approach
long.
You can't
most women.
approach
You
her.
can't even approach her without
Unless
being at a certain
Right.
certain level.
So what you saying,
we got
Stan?
we got it harder.
No,
No.
I'm talking about when
You
you
can,
young. I'm
but
not talking
you
about
saying
now.
you
I'm
can't.
not talking about the mind state
But
you
we
got
talking
now.
about if you see
We
certain,
talking about
certain
when you was young.
situations.
When you was
Most
young,
women-
it was a yes or no.
No.
I'm talking. We talking about. We're not talking about as
You know,
kids.
I think the problem
We
is,
talking about as a
and
grown man.
I
As a
understand
grown
just on the
man,
last
if I
topic.
approach a woman, she gonna want. I gotta be at a certain standard for her to say. Most women now. We don't say it as now. We gonna put it in modern day age. With me and him being single. I know y'all have a relationship, but me and him being single, we say it right now. If I approach a woman, at the end of the day, she gonna have certain expectation from me. That's gonna say you gotta check. She
All
gonna have the
these
checklist.
boxes.
She gonna have the
Yeah.
checklist, and you gotta mark all these boxes in order for her to say, I wanna keep going with you. Versus, if we say in certain situations, the dude might not have to check none of the checklists, but at the same time, she like, well, I like him. You know what I'm saying? I might wanna. His sex might be good. This might be this X, Y, Z. And at the end of the day, now she in a position where she taking care of him. She done brought him in. In them certain situations like that, you know what I'm saying? That's some sucker shit in my opinion. If I let a woman take care of me and I'm doing the bare minimum,
Right.
and at the end of the day, that's a whole control
Why,
situation.
why
in
is
my
that?
opinion.
Why is that sucker when a lot of these women are expecting the same out of us?
You got a beard.
All I'm saying is, a lot of women expect the same out of us. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
First off, we just talked about how much of it is as a gym to find a real woman that you can invest in and really decide to take care of. A gym is something that's hard to find. It's rare.
What I'm
Most
saying-
women want you to take care of them no matter what.
What I'm
So,
saying,
as
what I'm
you
saying
know,
to me is that woman or not, I got to be a man to take care of myself. So I don't need a woman to do that. You know. What I'm
So
saying?
that's what inspired me to stay with my girl. Like, when
Me
I met
too.
her, when I met her, man, she had 3 jobs. She was a grinder for real. You know, I had 1 job, but I was making equivalent to what she was making. You know what I'm saying? And the thing that got me up in the morning and kept me going and made me better was seeing her continue to do what she was doing. 3 jobs. I'm like, how the fuck you doing that?
That's what made me get my girls.
How did you
'Cause
get pussy?
at the
I
time,
used to work night shift.
She got 3 jobs.
When you got time to fuck.
It's always something to jump on, man.
It was definitely some lunch break shit.
I know I wrap up to this time, guys, but the night
And
is-
like I worked nights at the time, and it was the beginning of my career, so I worked nights because that was where I got in at. But once I got off of nights, I got on day shift, and I became manager and all of that.
But
So
the big picture, I think a lot of us missing is that the woman that's being invested into at this day and age is a woman that already invested into her man and herself.
And herself.
So, and most importantly, herself first, and then her.
That's a confident woman.
But that's
a confident
the woman that men invest in.
And that's
So
what-
my whole thing is not about financial. It's not about none of this. It's about you investing into yourself. Everything's gonna be figured out, and then you investing into me once you figure out that I'm gonna take care of you. Now that's why I've been with my girl for so long, because she was already investing into herself. I decided that I wanted to make sure I can invest into her, so that way we can flower together. You know what I'm saying? I also know she made me do a lot of changes myself, so it was important to me to invest into her. Now that she's pretty much basically beyond my wage gap, because before I was out earning her, she's out earning me now. Now every time we paying bills and stuff like that, she like, I got this. Don't worry about this. And I'm like, hold on, wait a minute, hold on. I've been doing this, doing this. And it took me as a man to really take a step back from my pride and realize I don't have to work this hard no more. You know what I'm saying? I'd invest into a real prize, a prize more than I actually thought. You know, the woman that you feel like you can't. I was like, oh, is she gonna be a Jew? That's, you know what I mean? Next thing I know, she a queen. So the thing is, though, when you find something like that, you want to really just.
Right.
That's really what it is.
All right.
Investing is not
After you
always
get your point,
money.
we're gonna go to. We gotta knock those points out.
Investing is
It's not.
not always
It's not.
money.
It's not.
It's really knowledge. Because the reason why me and my girl went so far is because I showed her. I said, hey, you know, you can get further if you take this step. I can't take that step because I got a criminal record. I can't go off and go to the army.
You know, a lot of
But you
independent women
can't.
don't need the. They need.
I'm
they
just
have
saying,
the-
like
they
a
need support.
little direction
You know.
is better than financials. Always. You going off your experience get you
Yeah,
a lot.
So we gonna hey,
Yeah.
I wanna get into another topic. Let's
Go
kind
ahead,
of
Stan.
brighten it up. Y'all getting a little.
Go ahead, Stan.
Well, how do y'all feel about women with eyelashes and eyebrows. How do y'all feel about that?
They do it for
It's
that.
just what you
I
want.
want Professor Pitt to say something. He's kind of quiet over there. So how do you feel about that?
I'm saying like I want to be able to be attracted to you the same way you attracted to me. You know what I'm saying? Let me see what I'm about to wake up to in the morning. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want to be attracted to. You know, because if they seen the dude and they hooked up with this cat and he got fake waves and contacts and he had a sock in his pants like he had a dig on him when he met him, and you know he really capping. It's like, man, capping is like karma. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you cap on somebody else, they gonna cap on you when it go wrong. Come wrong. It's like if you stole somebody's wallet, the karma ain't got to come back as in your wallet getting stole. You know what I'm saying? So these people capping like they not who they really are. So somebody gonna show you who you gonna do, like, damn, like this nigga ain't even who I thought he was. Like, yeah, because you was capping on him. One last thing I want to say, and I was saying something similar earlier. My uncle used to tell me, if you met her dancing, you got to keep dancing to keep her. You know what I'm saying? So if you met her paying bills and then you ain't paying bills no more, she can be like, hold on, motherfucker, you done changed. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, you ain't doing the shit you used to do. That's because the dude is doing so much to try to get with her and they just biting in.
And also too, like, I think it's healthy. Young guys, they older women. Trust me. Like when I first started, like I used to always want older women. I was like 19, 20. So as soon as I turned 20, I was dating a girl. She was 38, 39. So they show you the game. You know, they show you the. They show you. They show you the blueprint.
Give it to you.
No, that's 38. I was doing 18 to 59. Like I had, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they give you that wisdom, and I used to I'm exaggerating, man. And I was
Speaking confidence. Policies on deck.
but real stuff.
card.
No, but for real though, like they older women. There's nothing wrong with that. And a lot of older women who complain about not getting a guy, have you a little young dude on the side, groom him. You know what I'm saying? Because he's going to be the guy I am right now. So the woman I'm with,
Man.
she gets the benefits of that older woman grooming me. You know what I'm saying?
Not
Oh,
always.
gang.
Sometimes it's wasting.
Lloyd, you was nowhere near where on mine. Talk about not always.
Women, just like men, don't always get their initial investment back. That's the part of their dating game. Now,
Yeah,
in
but
your case, yes.
I'm talking about
but as far as
I'm talking about an older woman.
yeah, invest into a young man. They don't always. You're talking about your case initially.
But what he said,
No,
what
it's
he's saying is,
hard.
with dating an older woman, man, and I've been there before. But dating older women, is that they done been through so much and they done learned so much, and at this point in time, they know what they want.
Right.
They know what they got.
They ain't playing no
They
games.
ain't. They not wasting your time. They not gonna play no games with you. It's not no. I gotta try to figure out what she want, how she want to move, none of that shit. She gonna out the gate. She gonna be honest with you.
I'm gonna keep it.
I do believe that's how it used to be. You know, I've been out the game a little bit.
It's
But I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest
The
with
players
you.
change. The game no
The
change.
young females, just like the older females on the ground, booty on the thing, they all do
it's
the
totally
same
different. It's
thing.
totally
Now,
different.
now it's all about who you find.
It's totally different because when I try to
hold
date
on,
younger,
hold on,
dating younger,
Not
you
true.
see a whole
Saying,
different
bro.
thing.
Hold on,
With
but
dating
to his
younger,
point-
I done dated somebody before
Saying
that
that's
was.
not true,
to
man.
his point.
That's
To
just
his
your
point, though.
demographic. That's
No,
not
he lightweight.
true,
He
man.
lightweight.
Lloyd, but the thing is, the older women that I've dated, they're not on Instagram.
Right,
No,
but that's
he lightweight got a point
that's
though,
not
saying.
that's not all
I'ma say
older
what his
women. I'm
point
seeing
is.
older women that's in their 40s, 50s right now.
His
Kids
point-
in the back of the mirror, booty on Instagram.
That's
Bro,
on Instagram
that's-
though.
yeah,
That's
Hold
another.
on, hold on.
Right.
His point is this, right? So I was 22, 23, 24, dating a woman that was double my age. She was 45, 46, 47, 48, right? And what I learned was this: women gonna be women, right? Because I thought that messing with her, I was gonna alleviate some bullshit. It was gonna be smooth, but she was a woman. So she still had some of them insecurities, right? With me being younger. Oh, I seen you talking to the, and I'm sitting there like, man, what you talking about? Like, I'm trying to get to you. I'm trying to see what you talking about, right? Because she had a different way of pouring into me, right? So the things that I was worried about figuring out as a young man, all right, look, this is where my starting point is, right? Like you was talking about your career, starting with your career, right? As a young dude that's hungry, that's coming from a certain place, you worried about that because you don't want to go back to where you came from. So I'm sitting there talking to her like, hey man, you know, I'm worried about this, and I'm talking about my future and my goals, and she poured into me. But then, like, once we kind of got past those things where she was pouring into me and I was giving her what she needed, right? Because she was getting something from me, too. Hey, you know what I'm saying? No, but you know what I'm talking about, though. You know what I'm talking about, though.
Hey,
But,
cause the limo here, they're gonna have to take him. So I want him to get his points out
for sure.
before he do his thing. Leave them with some, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause I know we had on Instagram, you was going back and forth with with a lot of different women and the topics of paying people bills and different things. One even said that do you even got a house? Like, are you leasing? Like, is your credit good? She spoke about insurance. Like, do you have insurance? I want you to speak to them and tell them about yourself.
Well, to address myself real quick, you had mentioned that I ain't seen it. Like, you know, I had a 739 credit score, and that's an overall credit score. I mean, but most women, I used to hate that question, like, what's your credit score? Because people don't know you got 3 credit scores. You got Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. Like, TransUnion is more for, like, if you have I want to say a college loan, a student loan, like that goes on your Experian, or TransUnion, and like Experian is for credit cards, and like one is for if you do rental cars. Just depend on what corporation pick it, you know. So it's like people really don't know how credit is used, but then they be like, well, what's your credit score? But my combined credit score is a 739. I just bought a house in Maple. You know, I got a 2-year-old daughter. I want to make sure I had something that she could like rent out and use as her own will. I've been with my girl for 10 years. That's crazy because my girl is 10 years younger than me. You know what I'm saying? So, and she just finished up her shit for real estate school. So, you know, she's shopping with different agencies on, you know, what realtor she wants to go into. So, I mean, you know, and I don't like talking about shit too much because then, like, that's what block your blessings. You be like, oh, yeah, I got money and I got a car, and God be like, all right, well, I'm gonna pop them pockets and then see how you gonna, you know what I'm saying, move around in and shit, you know what I'm saying? But to address some of the shit that, you know, or stuff that I was saying about, you know, women and this, that, and the third, like, I even believe, you know, personally for me, I believe that God is a woman, you know what I'm saying? But when you see women not reflecting godliness, then you treat it as such. Like, if a dude was born a male and he run into you talking about, hey, how you doing, but you don't see him as a man, you're not gonna treat him manly, you know what I'm saying, in the same respect. But these men have led these women down a slippery ass slope too, you know what I'm saying? And and by me being an 80s baby, like, I grew up to Jodeci and H-Town and like, I wanna fuck, you know what I'm saying? So like, then that reflects in the generation, just like how you got, you know, the Stallion and the City Girls talking about get these niggas money, now they out there getting the money. So these men done lied, cheated, and you know what I'm saying? But it's like, but even though, you know, shit is how it is, like, bullshit does happen just because bullshit don't happen. So you gotta take that with a grain of salt. I can't start going out here acting like I'm about to, break on the bitch. I'm gonna do this or be a cheater or do all this other stuff just because somebody cheated on me. And then too, oh man, he was saying something earlier. I'm like, plus when you've been with somebody for so long, how many different ways is you gonna screw this person that you've been with for so long? You know what I'm saying? So it's like you don't know what somebody else, you know what I'm saying? Back when I was in the game and I just had a bunch of chicks, like, I wouldn't care if my chick went and had sex with I mean, if she did go have sex with somebody else, I couldn't really blame her because I know I was out here getting sex the same way. I needed to feel some different mouths or different, you know, I was used to what I was used to. But let me catch some chick cooking for another nigga, rubbing his back over there, cleaning up his house or something like that. Oh man, I want to chase her all up and down the block. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, all right, when I call, take that shit out your mouth and come handle what I need you to handle. You know what I'm saying? Because I know I done had my shit somewhere, you know.
Yeah, but that involved.
I ain't
It take you know, but I was turned on young in the game, you know what I'm saying? Like I start
I see what you mean. It depends on the position of the woman that you feel like you around or surrounding yourself with. But me personally, I feel like a lot of women want to be treated like diamonds, and it's like it's not a lot of diamonds in this world when it comes to women. Not every woman can be a diamond. I'm sorry. And every woman now growing up, they want to be treated like a diamond. It's like, what diamond qualities you got?
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
I feel like it's the family they come from and what you make it.
Yeah, it is. It's about. I look at everybody as unique. I look at everybody as unique because at the end of the day,
Everybody is unique.
just because
Did
you
y'all see
come from
anything
a
on
good
Too
family
Short?
don't make that woman be a
I'm
good
not.
woman.
That's what I'm saying.
y'all
It was two parts to my statement. I said come from the family and what you make it. So like, if they come from a situation,
it's the social influence, man. Look
if they
at
come
how many women are benefiting from men just giving money up front with no investment of intellect, no investment of time, no investment of nothing. Man, my dude tell me right now, he's like, bro, I can't believe you in this shit. You know, I just paid the money right now. You gotta pay him to go to dinner. I just paid. Women are used to that. They know this. They know pussy is power right now, and they want to get paid for that time.
Exactly.
And the thing is, though, a real man don't want to pay for the time because they're not paying for pussy. But most men are just paying for pussy. So women get used to that transaction. And once you open the door, it's a floodgate.
That's what
It has nothing to do with none of that.
That's
It has to do with
exactly what you said. Because every man not coming in
Every
looking
single
for
one.
pussy.
Exactly.
Because in the day, she done came through so many sucker niggas that said,
I'm
all
looking
he
for
cared
pussy.
about was pussy.
I'm just boom, boom, boom.
So
She
it's like,
she
now
think
she
that's
looking
the
at-
transaction.
Yeah, like,
And
no.
women are so manipulated because most men are transactions.
Most men are though.
That's not
Most men do
that's-
all
No,
relationships.
and
That's true.
And
That's
what
the
I'm saying.
problem,
That's
though.
what I'm saying. When a solid nigga come up,
Boom.
they like
get treated like
they looking at you like
What Devin to do?
you coming to.
they might miss that
You
pussy.
SSI.
Sorry, somebody else.
No.
will get it.
Niggas get their hair cut and dress on fly.
Hey, we not doing it for us.
We've been doing it like that for years, but at the same time, that don't take away from my character though.
Right, but
That
that's
don't
what
take
my-
away from who I
that's
am.
what my dude told me. He was like-
At the end of the day, I just like to look good. I look good for myself, but at the same
Right,
time,
yeah,
if a
exactly.
woman
Got
notices
to.
and do all that stuff like that,
But mass
at the end of the day,
majority is
perception
not
is
doing
everything.
that, though.
Perception is everything.
Mass majority ain't doing that.
Perception is everything.
All
So at the end of the day,
I'm gonna say
I'm not
that.
gonna sit around. I'm not gonna sit around and come up and be musty, dusty, and
Exactly.
all that stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, that's just perception of all. That come with jobs. That come with
But a man's
who I
perception, a
am.
woman's perception.
You know what I'm saying?
perception
All that
is
stuff
different.
right there.
We might go holler at a woman in some jogging pants, hair ain't dead, and hey, what's up with you?
But you ain't gonna be busting and disgusting.
As a man, no woman gonna give you the number in them jogging pants. No woman gonna give you the number. Because
Because at the end of the day, because at the end of the day,
Let me
no,
lie.
at the end of the day, we're not faking. At the end of the day, we ain't faking.
No.
You might give it to the kid.
You might be right.
Especially after the
Because at the end of the day,
about to say.
women go put a whole nother face
Your
on.
self confidence
And at the end of the day, you
your
don't know who
swag
they
don't
are for
improve. Just like a woman, when they put on they suit,
They
like
put
you
a
put
whole
on your
face on.
Batman suit, when you put on your Batman haircut, new
That ain't nothing. At the end of the day,
you
no.
gonna feel better.
You're not.
You
At the end
gonna
of the
feel
day,
better
we're
than
not
your-
no different than what we really are.
Right, exactly, but you're
Because at
gonna
the end
feel
of the
better
day-
in your approach. That's why I said the way
For sure.
you come into a woman's life is the way normally she would keep you. So if you come into an approach where
So
you
you're
want
not.
to
So you're saying as a man. So you're saying
and
as
stuff
a
like that.
man. So you're saying as a man.
I don't agree
If I,
with
if,
that.
I'm
How
gonna
you
say,
will-
I'm asking you this.
Wait, let me
No,
finish. So you
I'm with
didn't let me finish
as,
the concept.
As a man,
If a man come into a woman's life, right?
So you saying that you gonna do that at the beginning, and you're not gonna upkeep yourself?
Well, no, what I'm saying is a woman don't respect change as a man. So my thing is,
So I'm saying you gonna
if it's
start
not
off like that, then you gonna
progressive-
stop doing
No,
it?
no, what I'm saying is if it's not progressive, women don't respect change. What I mean by this is if you come in buying a woman flowers every week, if you stop buying those flowers, it's gonna be a problem.
That ain't what I said.
Now,
That's what I said.
exactly.
That's what I said.
No.
So if you throw all that in there at the
No, what I'm
beginning,
saying is-
and you stop doing that, when we talking about, you just talking
What I'm
about
saying, you gotta be
appearance.
careful
said
on how
appearance.
you do it, though.
You just said appearance.
Well, right. So when you come into your, like how you come in is normally the thing that why they.
See,
so
I keep
that's
myself
always
up. I
the-
keep myself up. I get my hair cut every week. I make sure I dress nice. I do all the stuff like that. I do this stuff for me. I don't
Right,
do that
but
for another
above
woman.
and
At the same
beyond-
time, I'll make sure a woman appreciate it. But at the same time, I still want to be presentable to the world because perception and everything. We, like you said earlier, as a black man, the hardest thing in the world is being a black
So
man.
you gotta keep it.
So we want to make sure that we get presentable. I had a Karen situation earlier today, but I didn't make it. I didn't buy into it. I didn't do nothing. I was in a white neighborhood earlier working, and I walked from behind the house and walked out. There's two women
So
standing there by
your
themselves.
appearance make
So
it
what?
different.
So what did they say?
I'm talking and you gonna.
Can I help you? What are you doing? What you around here for?
None of my fucking business.
to all degrees, I want to say that.
Take women
But
out.
I didn't say that. I
Probably
just,
would've got that.
you know, they asked me,
Right.
can I help you with something?
Absolutely.
I said no.
I'd put
You know what I'm
it
saying?
to
I said no. But at the same time, if I would have came up there looking busted, disgusted, and doing all that stuff, and looking like I was into some gang activity or whatever the case may be, they would have been like,
So you
We need to
understand
call
as a
the police.
man,
Go ahead,
your,
let him
your parents do make a difference then. So
it ain't just for
Your
women. That's
appearance
what
or
I'm
your
saying. It ain't just
your
for women.
appearance, like the way you
Both of them.
both of them. But what I'm trying to say is, look, the way you dress, even down to your sense sometimes, make a difference, not just to the world, but the woman you try to approach. And beyond that, when you approach a woman, the way you open that gate, when you open that gate, you gotta be careful because it becomes a floodgate very quickly. And that's what a lot of women have been exposed to is floodgates. And what I mean by this is a man that's willing to overly give initially and not willing to continue to do so. A real man is gonna overly give because that's what he tends to do so in the back end. Now you have to do now as a slow roller because most women are out to take advantage of that. If you go out and openly give, take a woman on a date, give her a full nod, she gonna be like, yeah, that's what I expect. But a woman back in the day was more appreciative, so you can't do a woman like that because.
What was you born? You act like you like 60.
What I'm saying is though, when you open that when you open that floodgate to this now, that's why when you get a woman number, you only got paid for it. That's why when you talk to a lot of these, not I'm serious, bro. You ain't see how a lot of the social media women are selling. No, I'm not talking about back when we grew up. I'm talking about now on social media. When you see 90% of the women you grew up with that was innocent selling they shit on social media. So you gotta remember it's a transition, bro. Women are expecting immediate transactions now without no investment on their part.
Let me say something.
You have to take a dollar back.
Let me say
That's all
something.
I'm
Let me
saying.
say something real quick. When we do our points, let's just try to be quicker. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get through these points. We talked about social media. Does social media have effect on relationships?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
That's what we was
Um,
talking about.
And I just remember getting numbers on my hand. You know what I'm saying? So I wanna know like,
Playboy cardio.
but we ain't gonna start with you because you talked for 12 minutes.
Social media make it
Go
easy
ahead,
to
you
get a
talk.
girl, but like harder to keep her for real. Because like it's so much temptation on social media, and like even if you got something that's solid, you be like in the back of your mind, even if you know you got the most solid piece in the world, in the back of your mind, you might just be like, man, what's really going on? But like social media, everybody gets to see what you're doing. And you got the choice to be either honest or lie about it, like most people do. Like he said, most of the top earners is like 65 and above, right? Most people not making that, but everybody look rich on the gram. Everybody. So if you're really looking at that shit, all these dudes is really capping for real. All these girls is falling for it. They wondering why they're not getting what they looking for.
Too, though.
They capping too, but they wondering why they not getting what they looking for is because they not in the right areas. They looking in the wrong places and they being fooled by these little small ass
That
red
ain't what
flags.
it is.
I'm
What you
on
think?
social media, all these women, they too masculine.
They are.
They
I'm
are
gonna say this.
not-
I'm gonna say this about. I'm gonna say this about. I'm gonna say this about
Hey,
social
hold on,
media.
Lloyd, wait. Let him talk. I want to hear what you got to say. Then you, Mazel.
You know,
Let him
the
talk.
reason why I say that is because they posting. I don't need a nigga for this. I don't need a nigga for that. I don't need this. They uploading Rose pictures. They uploading pictures of a soap bed with a rose and all that. Like
They don't need you. Basically.
They don't need you.
Right.
But you can't change the tire. But you need help. But you need a black Uber to get to work. You know what I'm saying?
But do they need you, or can they get the other nigga that's we call them sips or whatever we call
But
them?
that's why they own there.
Right.
They own there sending those messages to try to
So
trap somebody.
so this is my view of social media, right? Like I've never tried to bag a woman on social media. I'm a '90s baby.
I ain't
Yeah.
never been nobody DM.
I would
Ever?
rather no.
Damn.
If
Hey, no cap, no cap, I ain't never been in a woman DMs because I don't feel like that's the way
I'm not gonna say that.
I don't want to do this.
I'm not gonna say that.
That's not how I play it.
It's just a different part of the game.
I'm not understanding, and that's how it goes now. But at the end of the day, me,
What I'm saying
well,
is-
I'll put it to you like this. With me, like he just said, like they saying,
You man,
most women, and you just said it.
So you
You
never
just
liked
said
the post? You never gave a chick a heart?
I like the post and like the heart,
Never-
but I've
no
never
comment?
been a person that come in the DMs
You know
trying
how
to
you
holler.
been?
And but what he just said, look this. You got the finest women. You know what I'm saying? Whether you say in a relationship or not. If she look good, she got 100 to 1,000 likes, 100 to 500 of them dudes is gonna be in her DMs.
That's cool.
That's what I was alluding
But
to.
they-
earlier.
I'm not gonna be.
That's
For
what I
sure,
was
for
going
sure,
to.
I get that. But at the end of the day, if I know, if I can see that woman outside, I'd rather speak to her personally than to be sitting up there
Pull
cheating
up on her,
in.
because you know what?
What?
Because you know what?
When you say that initial,
Let me say
But I'm
something.
not a social media person.
Hold on,
Anyway.
hold on. Let me say something
I
real
don't
quick.
post and do all that
Let me
social
say-
stuff anyway, so I don't
let me
put a
say-
perception out there.
Let me say something real quick. The difference is, like y'all said, people putting out the perception online.
Right.
Don't nobody drive. So people be taking pictures next to somebody else's car or whatever, and it's not their car. Like we got the Sprinter van out there right now. It's probably somebody up there snapping a picture next to it. Shout out to Phoenix Luxury. But it's the perception. Everything is an illusion. Like a lot of women want you all, and they'll put thirst traps out there. You know what I'm saying? And it's like then they wonder why a lot of them is single. I don't want to just talk and have the discussion. I want to give people the solution. So that's why I said earlier, work on yourself. You know what I'm saying? You like let me finish. Get in the gym. You know what I'm saying? Take them ginger shots. Do the smoothies with the sea moss. Not only that, a lot of y'all need therapy.
Read
Therapy
books.
is a-
Hey, free game.
Read
Free
books.
game.
Hold on.
Free game.
Oh, let me finish. Cause I want them to understand, like we could debate all of this all day. But the main thing is division. You stay over there in East Cleveland, I stay on Harvard, he stay on Kinsman. We all beefing because we from different neighborhoods. This whole topic and thing about paying bills and all that is based around division. They're dividing us. Just like you said, a lot of women are masculine, right?
Yeah.
So what is that doing? It's separating us. You know what I'm saying? It's dividing.
Let
us.
women taking all the women. That's
It's about division.
That's what they
So
doing.
in order for us to come to a camaraderie, you know, and common ground, we have to have discussions like this. You know what I'm saying? Because you could debate your points all day, but I actually lived it. You know what I'm saying? Like I could tell you about me dating older women because it helped me. You know what I'm saying? Like shit, I'm hustling.
But as a single man, right? I'm not gonna lie. I capitalize in this market the way that it is right now, with these women saying, "I'm not gonna take this from a nigga. I'm gonna control my own. I'm gonna do this, that, and the third, right?" And for me, it's like, "Oh, you empowered, so you want to do what you want to do. I'm not trying to control you. So whatever it is you want to do, and I fit that mold. You want to kick it. You want to have a good time. You want to go outside. I'm with that because that's where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? But then when you sitting there, you kicking it with me, and you get to know me, and you saying, "Oh, this is a good dude. He got his shit together." Now all that wild shit I was doing with you, now I'm trying to be with you, Snoop. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on. I know you now. I know what you want. I know that you're trying to use somebody. You're trying to come up.
latch on.
Sweetheart, we just gonna keep things where it's at.
And a
You
lot
know
of
what I'm
people
saying?
operate on hopes and dreams. Now, I'm not talking women, I'm talking people.
People, you
Men
right.
and women. When you
Right.
meet a woman, you really want her to be everything you want her to be. Even if she ain't. If you feeling her, she ain't gotta have no money.
Like optimize.
She ain't gotta have shit sometimes.
Not
For
true.
different
Not
people, it's
true.
different
Not
standards.
true.
For different people, it's
Different
different standards. For
different
me
structures,
personally,
different folks, yeah.
for me personally, I can build a woman and I know I can.
For sure.
Now, I'm not gonna look for that.
I
I'd rather you have your own shit.
I don't-
I'd rather you have your own shit, but all I'm saying
You
is,
ain't gotta be. You
Well,
ain't
what I'm
gotta
saying
be.
is-
You ain't gotta be overly, done up. And that's what
Yeah,
I'm saying. Like,
yeah,
I
no,
mean, free
that's
game. What I was
absolutely
just saying when to piggyback on what I just said when I was saying what I was saying about not being in people DMs. I feel like I get approached by women more on the fact that I'm not in their DMs because, like you just said, like it's a way of doing things now because how time has changed and the evolution of how the dating game has changed. But at the end of the day, why is this guy not approaching me like that? Why is this guy not thirsty? Why is this guy not commenting on every picture when he know 50, 60 other guys just said the same thing to me? Why is this guy not doing that?
now you don't
So-
gotta be one of them niggas that's in there every morning. Like,
No, I'm saying,
good
but I'm saying
morning.
the intrigue that a lot
You
of
don't
that I
want
get when I get a lot of women that talk to me or want to talk to me, it's because I'm not that guy.
Crazy.
A lot of women approach me because I'm not that
I'm
guy.
gonna hit you with a curveball.
Hey,
Like-
after your point, I want because he got to go in 10 minutes.
Okay.
So then we gonna keep going. You know what I'm saying? So, but I want him to get his point out. So time is money. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to say real quick before I cut out that.
I'm gonna say a couple of points I want you to just touch on before you leave.
Okay.
Why do guys date younger women?
Mm.
do you feel like that singles mixer is going to like help? You know what I'm saying? That I'm trying to put together, and is it better dating out of your race?
I ain't never did it.
All right, so the first thing I wanted to say was, it's like women like a ladies' man. They love a man's man, a smooth, charming man. So ladies love a ladies' man, but they just hate that it come with a bunch of women. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you a guy that's, think of it, if a chick thinks she top notch, then and she like you, then how many other women top notch or under her gonna like you? Because if she like you, 100 girls gonna like you. You know what I'm saying? So
Most women say they don't want you, but other women don't like you. If other women don't like you.
but it's like you had kind of spoke on earlier. It's like, but you kind of want a man that already had a bunch of pussy. It's like, how much pussy is you gonna beat? Like, so you got a man that's coming to you like, I ain't looking for your sex. I'm looking for where your head at, where you at in life, and like what your goals is to elevate yourself and upward mobility. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but girls, they've conditioned themselves. One thing real quick, you was talking about chicks being masculine. It's like chicks are so masculine now that when you try to be an understanding man to a woman, you a punk because you trying to be, you know, you not girl. You know what I'm saying? Because they mashing so hard to get out of where they from under some type of servitude of a man that had their own things, but they don't understand that we
They
all
take
have our own
they take
things
care of a
together.
household by themselves. That's what they really come down to.
But it's like I said,
That's
man,
what they-
I've never stayed with anybody in my whole life to the girl I'm with now for almost 10 years, and I was 31, 30, I just turned 39, so you know what I'm saying? It's like, I've ran the show, like I've had nice things on my own, like, the only thing I had was me, and I made it, I survived, and I'm fruitful, and I'm multiplied, like, now what you got? You know what I'm saying? Because if a dude said, if a chick said, you know what, I got $1 million, and you said, all right, me too, now what? They'd be like, I don't know, that was my trump card. I just played out there, it's like playing spades. They threw off they didn't even know what their partner had. The partner like, damn, you jumping out there like that already. But to get to the point you were saying too, dating a younger woman, I always liked younger women because they're more exuberant. Like, women my age always thought they already knew what they was doing. They grown, you can't tell them nothing. And like, younger women is willing to learn. And I always, that when I started to kind of elevate where I felt as though, like my nigga June said, I just can't hump on anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm certified. I just can't be humping on no random chicks. You know what I'm saying? But any chick I always mess with, I don't care if she only taught me how to cook better. Like, she only gave me some game about this. Like, I'm collecting game, like like nugs of bud, like a smoke in a jar. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, I got a whole mason jar full of just game. You feel what I'm saying? The different things I learned from different women. That's why I felt as though I was always qualified to speak about women, because I've been with a lot of women. A lot of women don't want to hear that when they with you and shit, but it's like, man, like, you know, I ain't
I feel
you.
the same way.
And you said about
Race.
yeah, it's crazy, you know, because my girl's Sicilian. Like, she graduated from Aurora. You know what I'm saying? Her parents ain't hoity-toity or nothing like that. But you know what I'm saying? Like, that'd be a factor sometime. You know what I'm saying? So it'd be like, I gotta operate how I gotta operate. But it's cool, man. Like, or like the original question, I'm gonna mix that in, like Instagram, like, you the antenna, like, we can all learn some chakra shit, or we can learn some travel, housing and exploring the world, or we can watch this bitch shaking her ass. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, you following these people, you choose what come up on your screen. You know what I'm saying? Like, you modify your aspect of reality every time you swipe, open that page, and that Instagram stuff will come up. You know what I'm saying? But it's cool to learn other cultures, man. You know what I'm saying? What other people do and make you a well-rounded person.
I like learning other cultures, but
Me too. I think it's important.
I ain't giving up on all black women.
I'm not either.
No,
This is interesting.
And it's
But
not
look,
nothing against all other races,
Let him-
and I ain't saying nothing like that, but I just love black women.
Yeah, let him finish, and then when he done, I want Lloyd to go, because Lloyd he doesn't date an African American woman. So I want the people to speak that's actually.
But like
You know,
I said, I'm 39, man. I jumped out really on the porch with women. I was like, I I was like 11 when I first had my sexual encounter. I was just about to go to the 7th grade. You know what I'm saying? But as far as jumping out on the porch, I'm really like, man, I can do something with this shit, and I got what it taking. Like these chicks really like me, man. I was like 19. You know what I'm saying? And so from 19 all into my late 20s, all I heard was, it's rough out here. I'm picking up chicks out the ABCs, Rainbow Terrace, Buggy 79th. I'm down on 55th. I'm dropping chicks off on Case Court. I'm pulling up in a Benz. I'm in the Lexus. I'm in the Cadillac. You know what I'm saying? Niggas looking at me like I'm lunch meat. You know what I'm saying? I'm on a one-way in, one-way out, 75th and so and so. It's like, you know, and then they start having a couple kids and shit is hard and they got bills and they need some help. It's like, how many chicks of one ethnicity, you know what I'm saying? Like, some people don't eat yellow Starburst, man. I was my yellow Starburst. You feel what I'm saying? Like, cause you know what you're gonna get when you open a wrapper that needs some help. And it's hard out here. I gotta come pick them up out the jungle. I'm about to bust at niggas and shit, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, but I got this white girl who's like, you know, I got the Sicilian, I got this Arabic chick, and she ain't on none of that. She ain't standing on no couches. She don't not need no man. You feel what I'm saying?
Traditions and values. She got values.
That's a real touchy subject, man.
No, real. Cause
I done touched on them all, man.
That's about the person, but the values and traditions mean a lot.
Just to
It comes down to the individual. It don't come about what house you came from, who you are, what race you are. It's about you as an individual. Your tradition and values depends on who you are as a person. Because the same people we talking about that he was just talking about that's showing their ass and doing whatever on social media and shit like that. All races do it. They ain't just no race.
I gotta say something before you go away. To go to your point, did you guys know on TikTok in America they raise the algorithms up when you talk about drugs, shaking your ass, money, you know, guns, different things? The algorithms raise up, so you get way more views. But listen. But in the other countries like China, where TikTok is created, the algorithms are low when you do that. When they talk about engineering, teaching, studying, anything dealing with education, they raise the algorithms up. So that's not true. They set America up for.
But all races is in America.
No, but I'm talking. But everything is based around us. We're the culture.
I get what you're saying.
All
races is in America.
What you're saying is because of the laws in those other countries.
Exactly.
Yeah, but black Americans have been set up for this. Like, we been set up for this by
because you can do whatever you want to do in America. America's a place you can do whatever you want to do.
But you talking about more of an acute aspect. He's talking more of a general aspect.
I get what you're saying, but in those other places that you're talking about, it's only one race. It's one race dominant.
Right, there's still holes in Asia.
But it's one race dominant.
Holes in Africa.
It's not.
But we don't live.
It's multiple races in
But the thing is, hey y'all, but listen real quick. But the thing is, cause he gotta get out of here. Cause I want him to finish, and then we gonna keep going. We don't live in those other countries. We live here. So everything that we're talking about is based upon here. Yes, you got all these other cultures, but who's the vocal point of that? It's us. That's why you got hip hop. Anything that goes wrong, they look at us. They're not looking at the chick from Aruba or China.
Because we in this country, so basically what you just said, we talking about, no, you contradict yourself because you saying everything about our country. So keep it in our country. We can't talk about other countries if we talking about our country. So what goes on in our country don't go in other country because we understand that they have different laws, traditions, and values that goes into the country.
You say
based off their laws. In this country, why do you think so many races? Why do you think so many other people from the country start from the law? Listen.
You want to lose his touch of the question.
From the day of
I want to
time,
hear what he's saying about the black chicks
From the
dating,
day of
why he
time.
don't date black women.
but from the beginning of time, most people come over here because they got freedom.
You are losing touch of the context.
The context is what he was asking was, you know, the differences. And what he stated was the fact that he noticed that women, what I heard was, women that he noticed, the differences is that their culture react differently to different aspects. You completely missed that.
I just said it's because of traditions and values. Other countries have traditions and values.
Right.
I could say
And they
it's
come
not
over here with
freedom.
those same
It's not
traditions
freedom.
and values that the women from America didn't actually
Lloyd,
have.
tag me in, Lloyd. Tag me in. Tag me in real quick. Tag me in. So my ex, she was Filipino. It was a completely different. When I dated her, it was like I was in a relationship with her. We was almost engaged. Everything was different. Did you know on Sundays, the women cooked for the men? But when I was in a relationship with her, they all cooked for me. It was her grandma's grandma, the mom, her, and the sisters. They cooked me different foods and they gave me these samples. And once I tasted it, I'm like, this is pretty good. They gave me bowls of it. Not only that, she rubbed my feet. You know what I'm saying? She treated me like a king. Like it was just something like so different. It wasn't
like, wow.
It wasn't like, dang, like, all right, I gotta rub your feet. Your feet look like this. No, it was like different. So it's a difference between.
So you saying that? So what you saying that is that what's the difference?
It's not
between,
impelling
no,
women.
hold on. Hold on. Answer this question. So if we got a woman that's from here, that's a black woman, and she does X, Y, Z as you just mentioned, what makes her different from that person?
So listen, the thing is, and I'm gonna be frankly honest with you. I'm gonna be frankly honest with you. I've dated.
Culture makes her.
Let me get my point off.
That person can't.
Let me get my point. Let me get my point off, bro.
Let me tell you why you're wrong.
Now you talking to somebody who dated multiple women. I done had Caucasian, Rubian, whatever you could think of. I done had them, and I love my sisters, and I'm going to be with one now, but I never had an experience like dating a chick out of my race. And I'm talking about really treating me like a king. Do you know when I was in New York, it was these chicks dressed in garments like they was from Africa. And I'm talking to them like, hey, how y'all doing, ladies? Da-da-da-da. They wouldn't even speak to me. They had their head down. So then one finally spoke to me, and I said, why you don't speak to me? She said, you remind me of king. She said, you're a king. I said, what makes you say that? She said, the way your shoulders are broad. The way you stand, your size. She said you are a king. But it's like when I go out into the world and I get that type of treatment, but other races, they view me as a king. So when I was with the woman, because I've dated chicks out of my race, that's how they treated me. They didn't just tell me that, but they made me a full course meal. Rub my feet, you know what I'm saying? And if I want some money, they gave it to me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I gotta touch on this next. No, y'all had a lot of time to talk, man. Let me say
What did y'all do for them?
Let me say nothing. Because the thing is, what you don't understand is, look, let me finish. What you don't understand is, as a black man, you don't understand your natural presence on this earth. You have the strongest genetic pool.
Y'all saying something.
Most women, let me finish though. I'll let you finish. When a woman sees you, any race, any woman that sees you, she's gonna recognize you as a king just because our genetics gene pool. Let me finish. The black man, we have the strongest genetic gene pool. So if I have sex with a black woman, I'm making a black baby. If I have a sex with a white woman, I'm making a black baby. If I have sex with Asian, guess what? I'm making a black baby. What you don't understand is immediately the very next generation. That's what you understand with
How
genetic.
long does it last?
Do you not understand genetic
Generation.
When you
Thank you.
okay, so when you in for an ounce, you're in for a pound when it comes to being black. And that's because your most dynamic traits are coming from black traits. Like brown eyes, coarse hair. Exactly. But the thing is, it would take a whole lot of regression for that. You're right. But the thing is, once that progression begins, it's very hard to reverse. And that's why the population of most non-ethnicities, Caucasians, are decreasing by the year. And if you did your population pools like you're supposed to be doing them when you do the census bureau, you would see that those populations are decreasing due to what? Integration. So what you're saying is taken away from you is actually not.
A lot of shit.
And what I'm saying about this, the reason why I wanted to say this after he got through saying this is because most women recognize genetic gene pool power just on their own senses. So these women that treat us like kings that are not already black, that's because they recognize our natural presence. And the thing is though, okay, but hold on, let me just finish this off. The thing is though, when you get a woman that naturally recognize that presence, I'm not saying that other women don't, but I'm talking about they make sure. I'm talking they appreciate. I'm talking about it's a little bit different and it's a little bit more refreshing. Now, don't get me wrong. I love my black women. I've been with
find a black woman that do all that stuff.
I've been with almost every race. I'm with an Asian. I'm with an Asian.
No, I'm just saying from to be honest with y'all, Just be honest with y'all.
I'm
I'm
But
not.
I view it as
Let me
any
say-
woman I have an
Wait, y'all
offspring
making
with.
it
is
sound-
gonna be
Lloyd,
my
let
baby's
me
gonna
let
be
me
black
say let me
anyway.
say this
Wait, y'all
because
making it sound.
Lloyd, let me say this because you keep cutting me off, and I don't want.
Ain't no
I
going
don't.
back for Brown, baby. Once
Lloyd,
you get
let
Brown,
me say
that's-
this. Let me say this real
you on
quick.
Wall Street, baby.
Because
Once you go to me, it's alright.
he said this, and I don't want people to think I'm like I'm
no
I'm
reverse.
bashing our women, because I only could be with our women, because they know our struggle. That's just me personally.
That's
But
what
you
the
was
fuck
you was cutting me off, so I couldn't get to my point. What I do for a woman is unimaginable. You know what I do for them? I give them protection, direction, affection, like I said earlier.
An erection.
and an erection. Like just it's the guidance, man. It's the game. And just like I was going earlier when I was trying to talk, that's what older women. I got more game from a woman. They gave me the information. They gave me the game. I used to date older women because I didn't have my mom, and I didn't know for a long time till I got older. I was looking for those attributes of a mother, of a mother figure. But I'm not saying that it's Asians are better or Caucasians or blacks is better. That's not my thing. I naturally like our women, but I'm just telling you my experience that I've dealt with other races. I didn't say you could find. I know some black chicks do the same thing. Trust me, they read my feet.
Just a different.
It's just that the Asian woman, the Filipino, the chick from another country, they mom teaches them to treat men like that. They teach them that.
Man, one thing I'm gonna say, because
Not being
I
masculine.
really
Deep
do.
masculinity,
It's
right?
It's because of traditions and values. That's
But
what we
it-
don't have.
but the
Like
thing-
that in America.
But the thing
Which I
is,
get that.
men that do
Because-
like
because
to go
other
outside
countries
of their race,
can't do.
especially black
what you
men,
wanna do.
it has
You
nothing
have
to
to
do
do
with them.
what
I hate hearing like,
we
oh,
said
you don't
have
like
to
black women.
It's not
I've
about
been with a lot of black
what you
women.
want to do. That's why
I actually
like
dated a
come
lot
to
of black
America,
women. The
because
only
you can
thing
do what
is,
you wanna
though,
do.
I ended up being with a alternative race because the fact that we align very well together. But people got to take away from the fact that as a black man, especially a black man that's my color, when I have a relationship with a woman and have offspring, this child will be black. You know what I'm saying? There's no way around this world. And when I have sex with any race, the child becomes black. And that's by society and genetically. So not only am I decreasing the population of all of the genes when I have a child, I'm also not going wrong as far as having sex with someone else because I'm not doing anything that would decrease the black like my.
I feel like that's your rationalization.
I'm about to say, I got a friend, no cap.
You gotta understand though,
no cap, I got a
this
friend.
world is changing. It's
Nah,
not
look,
segregated.
listen,
If you to only have sex with a black woman means
Hey.
you're producing segregation, which means you're minimizing your impact on this world. And what you're not saying is all you see is you're having sex with another woman. But what you're not saying is you're limiting the black race. That's what you're not saying.
Hey, no,
I can't
hey,
say that
Hey,
when
no
America
cap.
is
I got a
raised
friend. I got a
more
friend.
than
I got a friend that got a black father
When
and an
the
Asian.
most
and listen,
dominant-
hey, listen.
the most dominant gender
I got
is black.
I got a friend.
Let
I
him
got a
talk
friend.
real quick.
I got a friend that got
Let
a
him
black
talk from
father.
there. Go.
I got a friend that got a black father
No,
and an Asian mother.
Let him talk.
I got a friend that got a black father and an Asian mother. Him and his sister look full Asian. Nothing about them look black. So-
Sister code, though.
Yeah, but
But
the
I'm
average,
just saying,
but the average,
I'm just saying, from his
but the
perspective,
average-
what he's
the
saying is that
average-
they
you-
did. That
you're not taking what you gotta listen
No, I
to
get
what
what
he's
you're saying. I get
saying.
what you're saying.
Oh,
It's still black.
You had the more dominant.
yeah, that
people than you.
happened. That
You had
happened.
more
The Asian was more
That's
dominant.
not
That's
true.
not
Yeah, but you're not
That's
taking.
not- come on, man.
You gotta listen to what he's saying.
We're talking
though.
about attributes.
Oh,
We're talking about attributes.
Oh, you gotta
Genetic
listen to what he's
We have the
saying.
strongest gene
The
pool
average,
that's ever
the
touched
average,
this earth.
that
man.
would naturally
What are you
happen.
talking
In that
about?
situation, it wasn't.
That was one situation out of 100 though.
man.
If you take 100
No.
black
I'm
guys
sure
and
you
they
say biology.
break
You know what genetic
what's
gene
the
pool
whole
is, right?
Yeah.
Brown eyes,
Here's
big
my
hair,
point.
big
Yes,
ears, big nose, strong genetic
Here's
pool.
my point, though.
Those are dominant
Here's my
genes,
point,
bro,
though.
that are
situation.
progressively by black.
That's
What are you talking about?
In that
I'm
situation,
gonna let him
Right, because it's okay
let him wrap
for
up.
recessive genes can take over dominant genes. Dominant genes don't automatically show up.
Hold on, let me
But what I'm
say.
saying is for you to have sex with someone who is surrounded in dominant genetic gene pool such as me, the chances and probability of you to take on a black inherited trait.
Let him wrap up because he got to
So the
go.
next generation are all going to be influenced by these traits, and in that gene pool, you're going to be
Hold
black.
on, let me-
You're not taking away from the blackness. Now, if it was white, it'd be different because most of your gene pool is recessive. It's not the same with us.
Lloyd. I know you want to talk, but we gonna talk.
I'm my fault.
Let him wrap up because he gotta.
Look, for I literally hop
He gotta
off this
go.
seat, just to say what I had to say real quick, cause you was just getting on the gene shit, and you gotta think about people saying the black man, the Asiatic man. Asiatic is from Asia, and people don't understand too. Like my girl Sicilian, like back in the 700s, the original language was Silio-Arabic. Italy and Sicily was an Arabic country. So all of this shit, like when you study enough, like I said, like Asiatic, you can't get Asiatic without Asia. So we Attic, or the suffix for at, it means derived from. You know what I'm saying? So we all derive from all over. So it ain't really about mixing, because I mean shit, they eyes is brown like ours. You shit, if somebody laugh, they laugh like us or whatever. But anyway, just to say this story I had real quick. When I was younger, I was riding past Randall Park Mall when it was closing down. It was turning into schools and shit before the Amazon flip. So I met this chick, you know what I'm saying? I hopped out and talked to her at the bus stop and shit, right? Because she was gorgeous. So she ended up not even speaking English. She spoke French, you know what I'm saying? But I spoke a little French. So I was like, oh, bonjour, like je m'appelle JR or whatever. So she was like, what? Like this nigga that just hopped off this cutlass walked up to me, started speaking French and shit. So she was like with it. So she had this cousin in New York, and she used to call her cousin on the phone to call me. Her cousin would be the translator and shit, right? So about a couple weeks later, ironically, it was getting wintertime. It was about to have school break. So the cousin came, and the chick mother owned a hair braiding shop. It was right there off Miles and Lee, where like, oh, you come off of South Miles, there's a hair braiding shop by that gas station right there and shit. That's all she did was braid hair,
My
braid
cousin
hair.
godmother worked there.
I went over there. They stayed over by like Southgate Towers or whatever, right? I went over her house. You know, she stayed with her peoples, but her peoples was at the shop. They slid me over. I'm over there with her cousin. It was their religion to take care of their man.
Yep.
Man, they cooked me baked
They
fish,
different,
shit,
bro.
I went over there early because they was like, you gotta come over early because we gotta go to the shop later or whatever, right? I come over there. I'm eating. They got chopped fruit, baked egg. I mean, even for lunch, I was scuffed from. I mean, I never laid hands on. I ain't had sex with none of these girls, and it was just automatically embedded in them to have traditional values. But these men, so it's like. Some black women think that's soft. They think like, I don't like, who you think I am? They think like this chick from Africa, you know what I'm saying? But
Women in the country, we trying to do nothing else. They don't do nothing. They do that. They song.
They just feel like we don't deserve everything, bro. We deserve every dollar, every woman, every.
Hold on, let them.
And the very first human was found a mile off of the Nile River, which is in Africa. So if you tell me I don't deserve every woman in this land, you tell me I don't deserve every dollar, you tell me I don't deserve every parcel of this land, then you might be confused, because I'm not
my
confused.
question is this,
I deserve everything.
So my question is this, right? So we all black men, right?
Yes.
He just said we all make a certain dollar amount, right? So in my mind, I'm an alpha male. So all these things that we're talking about that you saying you getting from your woman that's from a different culture, I've gotten from a black woman.
No, that's not what I said to you.
He said he
I
deserves it.
said anything
No,
that I have on this earth because I am a black man,
I mean,
which
I'm
is
not-
one
I'm not
of the
saying-
original creators, the very first human was found a mile off the Nile River. This is what I said. I deserve everything because your own oppression has made us feel like we don't deserve certain things. And the thing is, when you have sex with another woman, whether black or white or any other race,
So what is
that
it? Is it-
child
is it
develops.
get back for you?
To answer your
What I'm
question,
saying is,
Is it a get back? Like
no, it's not a get back.
I
It's
fuck some white
yeah.
girls too.
right.
What
causes you to feel like you must only be with your race?
No, I want to.
That's what I said. That's why I asked you. What caused you to feel like you must
when I
only
go
be with your
outside,
race?
when I go
I'm
outside,
saying my
Nah,
preference. That's
nah,
preference.
I'm not saying I'm your
That's not
complexion.
saying if I met a white woman today and I feel
And
like
I'm
she,
telling you, I don't
I feel
have
like
a
she,
preference.
if I feel like she
I'm telling you,
is
I don't have a
everything I
preference. I
wanted
feel like I
as
deserve
an
anything
individual.
I
I don't
choose.
look at race. I look as an individual.
You see what I'm saying?
And I prefer
It's not
black
about
women
black or white.
because that's what
When
I
I
attract.
go
you
outside,
have a preference.
Because my mama was black.
Right.
My sister's black.
You
So
can
my
have
other
You
sister.
sound like
So-
what's this? He said,
Exactly.
mama gonna be black, motherfucker.
So no, I'm not saying my future wife or baby mama gotta be black.
My baby mama
I'm
black.
just saying
when
That's
I go
my
outside,
preference, and
when
that's
I
what
go
I'm
outside,
attracted to
Because the
because
thing
I
is,
love
outside
black
of any
women.
woman, they black too.
But when I go outside,
Period.
when I go
I
outside,
love black women. That's my preference. I'm not saying if I met a woman
There's
today
nothing wrong with
and she
treating
really
everybody
race,
like that.
and I thought that was my
All
soulmate.
right, y'all, hey, look. Okay. We got.
If you met a soulmate,
Lloyd.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not
Lloyd, you gonna get your
because I
point.
feel the
I'm
same
not-
way.
Hey, look, y'all, we gonna get your point.
Reject the woman that's not
Finish
black,
real
that's
quick
your
so you can
soulmate.
go, and then we gonna keep going.
I'm not saying that you can't. I'm not saying that you can't get that out of a. That you can't get that. Excuse me. I'm not saying that you can't get that out of a black woman. But all I'm saying is, the culture has grabbed these women. You know what I'm saying? Most of these women is they want to get some money. They want to do whatever these folks. They want to do whatever these folks is rapping about. You know what I'm saying? And it's
We talked about this earlier.
like you said, the culture clashing instead of values, man. But it's like.
but I'm getting
Even if it's not the culture clashing instead of
If
values,
I ain't with that shit, it ain't
but
going.
everybody want a
See,
woman.
that's-
Everybody want a woman or a person or even if it's just your friends. Like if one of y'all was my friends, I want y'all to hold yourself to a certain code. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna snitch. You ain't gonna this. You know what I'm saying? You gonna carry yourself like nigga. If we walk in here. You know, somebody gonna have to throw on some real clothes one day. You can't just be a nigga who the only time a nigga got a suit is if it's a funeral or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta be able to roll to a certain degree. If you can't roll to a certain degree, you're gonna get left behind. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing with these women. And if you don't, if these women don't hold themselves to a certain code, they easy to fold. You feel what I'm saying? So, but these women, some of these women in these other countries, like Italians with family, or some of these Africans, or you know, some of these Salvadorians or something like that, they really stick to the code, you know what I'm saying, with their family and stuff like that. So you be more lenient to somebody you gonna know solid ain't gonna fold on you than somebody who
They have
might
no
get,
choice.
who
They have
might
no
fold on
choice.
you to get some money or
But if you want that,
to
you
look
gotta make
cool
that
on
in the black
Instagram
community.
because whoever say something, you know, it's
They have
supposed to
no
be
choice.
popular.
In the black community, if you want that,
Thank
you
you.
have to make that.
It's all about your preference.
I was saying that. Y'all really put it out there as if it
No,
only
I'm
happens in
agreeing.
other
I'm
races.
agreeing with you.
But they have, but listen. All I was saying was that in those situations, they have no other choice. They have to abide
no real
by the rules.
They might
They
get
cannot have freedom. They don't have freedom. They don't have freedom to be themselves.
But
All right, don't
but-
scare me,
but-
man.
They have to be what their culture says.
But
they have to be.
I will say
Them
this.
other countries, they daddies pick their husbands.
I'm not-
and America, they tell them who they can
I'm
and
not
what
with
they
it.
can and shit.
I'm not with a foreign because of that though.
But-
with
not
a
saying you
foreign
are. Hold
because-
on.
You are though.
Hold on.
From what you
But
said.
what y'all was saying,
I'm
what
saying
y'all was
this-
saying,
I'm saying this-
that
All right, hey, it's too many talking. So go ahead, Josh.
we just having a
From what you
I know, but
discussion.
I know, but
From what you said earlier, you like their traditions and you feel like you
Just
deserve
because I
it.
appreciate it doesn't mean.
let him talk, Lloyd. Let him talk, Lloyd. Let him talk.
But you said their traditions is what led you to do that because she treated me like a
No,
king.
that's not what I said.
You did.
Just Lloyd, just let him talk, and then he gonna get back to you. It's on camera though, so we can go back.
I mean, that ain't what I meant though.
I understand. I can
It's,
agree
o-
with
it's,
that. I
o-
can
it's
agree with
okay.
that.
When
We
she
can
see
start.
this, it'll probably be some days past. You'll be alright.
Yeah.
You'll be okay. But
But
listen, man, like they trying to touch on, they saying like black women can do that too.
They
But the
can.
problem with that is most men teach their daughters that they don't need a nigga, don't fall for what he say, that you could do this all on your own.
That's because most
And
niggas
that's
don't
where-
want their daughter to get dogged how they be
and,
dogging
and,
women,
and that's
you know what I'm saying?
creating more and more masculine
For sure.
women. It's not traditional.
But I
Yeah.
And that's
Yo,
really
yo,
what I was
mom,
saying. That's
yo,
really what I
mom,
was saying. Is
yo,
the
mom,
masculinity
but
based
listen,
on the
I'm-
Where does it
art,
stop?
but his
Okay.
mom,
let me say
your
something.
mom
But where does it
probably
stop? But where does it stop?
Was taught by
Stop.
their mother how to get a man, how to be a wife, how to do that. That was
Right.
tradition.
Yeah,
This tradition is being
No, let him
watered
talk.
down.
If
We
we
don't.
being 100.
we
Hold
don't
on, hold on. Let him
So
talk.
how
Let
do
him
you start
talk.
tradition?
Look, listen. Let me say something. Let me say something real quick.
Yeah.
The reason why I feel like a lot of this is going on right now is not about. It's because it's a lot of single moms.
I
So
agree.
you said the fathers. So I got a daughter now. So in my mind, I'm like, dang, do I, be super hard on her? How do I raise her? In
You
this
raise
in
the
this.
woman that you want. That's how I look at it.
Well, you can't. Well, you can't tell me how to raise my own
No,
daughter.
no, I'm not saying it like that.
He's
I'm
saying
not saying it like
perspective.
that.
No, I
I'm
understand.
saying, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm saying you you plant the fruit, you plant the seeds of the fruit that you want. That's all I'm saying. Like,
Right.
like with my son, like I can't make him be me. You know what I'm saying? But I can instill certain things to make him, you know what I'm saying, like he's gonna innately be like a man that is similar to me, right? A man with morals, a man with values, a man that respect women, a man that's for his community and for his people, like because those things are gonna naturally be instilled in him. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same thing with women. It's the same thing with girls. Like I got a niece, and people be looking at me like, "That's not your daughter." Yes, it is. That's my daughter. So when I talk to my niece, and we're talking about men, and yeah, because she's only a few years younger than me.
All right, let me get my point
Get
off.
your point off.
Let me get my point off. Y'all keep. They probably like, man, this dude is a horrible person. Cause I can't. I'm trying to get my points. Y'all be like, no. That's not how you raise your daughter.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead, bro.
What I was trying to say was,
No.
the way society is set up, is set up to, like earlier what I said, is division. So it's not a mom and a dad in the household. So that's why it's a lot of masculinity going on when it comes to women. My daughter, she see me and her mom kiss. She see me, get her flowers. She's able to see that. I'm already breaking a cycle. Both my parents did dope. You know what I'm saying? I was in foster care. I came right after the whole crack era. So by me having a daughter and she got her own room, I already broke the cycle. Mm-hmm. So that answers your question right there. How do we break this? So we could sit here and have all these debates and no, this age and that. But I'm a person of solution. So that's why I called this forum to show that this is the cycle that's getting broken. Obviously, it's a problem because we're sitting here talking about it. So we're giving our views. So that's it. We just need to. I want to do more films when it is involved with family, mom and dad. You know what I'm saying? Also giving out more game and information. A woman asked me online. She said, "Well, if you can cook, you can clean, you can satisfy yourself. Why need a woman? Well, I need a woman because I got to make a baby to create, like you said earlier, generational wealth. It creates the cycle because we already behind. We behind hundreds and hundreds of years. But you know what I just did 2 weeks ago? I just made my daughter as an authorized user on one of my credit cards.
Yes, sir.
So
Our credit score.
by the time she's like 6 years old, she gonna have a 700 credit score. You know what I'm saying? So just you're more than that, but you get the point. But it's just the start of that. But not only doing that, I'm also showing the youth that's coming up next. You know what I'm saying? Now I don't want people to, we was talking about, dating the different races and things like that. The only reason that I even brought that point up is because I feel like we all need to work on ourselves. So if these cultures, they treating the guy like a king, he needs to act like a king.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So if that guy in your life, if you were the guy and he's acting like that, you should treat him that way. Don't bash him or do this or do that. Because I uplift women. You know what I'm saying? So I could say that, but it's about my actions. You know what I'm saying? So even the way I treat my daughter and different things like that, you know what I tell my daughter every day when she wake up? You're beautiful. You're successful. You're great. I'm giving her those words, and she could barely. She said "dada" too. That was her first couple words. She said "hi, dada." So it's just that is those things. We need to change the women oil every 6 months. Do y'all change our women oil? And I don't mean by the car. I mean by her mind. So you gotta talk to them. You know what I'm saying? Give them that game. It ain't gotta be about money or none of the other bullshit. It's about what are you giving her up here in her mind? Are you leading them? You know what I'm saying? Like we're supposed to. Well, go ahead, Cianci. I know you kept raising your hand.
Was a bug right there. No, but real shit though, like you touched on exactly what I would have said. If you really want to make the black community different, you want women to be different in the future, because right now for us, some of us is already in our relationships, we're already locked in. But like if you really want the future to be better, you gotta make it better. You have to be that change. If you see a young black girl, you see a young black boy, think of it as a community. Them your kids too.
Right.
Help take care of them,
100%.
because everybody else do that. When you go into the Jewish community, let's say you're going to Cleveland Heights right now. You walk and you ride over the Lee Road into that Jewish community. They got their schools, library. They got everything is theirs, and them kids know how to act in their community. Like what you said, exactly. They have traditions and they have a normalized way of life. Them women act like that because they taught to do that from birth. Yeah. That's why they act like that. So unless they taught to do that from birth, they're not gonna act like that. So the black women we got now is what we got. Take it, make it better, and make something even better with them.
And
Or-
the crazy part about it is that if I take, for example, I put it to my grandmother, God rest her soul, she was a woman like that. Not because she had to be like that, it's because she seen somebody else do that. She seen somebody else do
Natural
that.
bodies.
So it's like my grandfather never had to, you know, he went out, he made the bread. He came home, food was on the table, house was clean, this, that, and another. That's what I grew up watching.
But can't you say social media changed a lot of that?
I'm not even gonna say
No,
that.
because
I'm not gonna say that.
Because
I'm
now
not
we
gonna say
say
that.
all those things.
Hey, hold on.
But let him don't switch the topic. Just let him talk about your
All I'm
grandparents.
saying is that I'm not saying I'm expecting a woman now to be that way, because life has changed, evolution has came.
Right.
We have different things that back then, love was love. Your grandfather had a whole other family across town that nobody even knew about
Women couldn't
because
even have bank
it
accounts.
wasn't no.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They
They couldn't
couldn't-
even have rights.
They couldn't even
Women
vote.
didn't have
They
rights.
couldn't vote.
So that's
Exactly.
so this what I'm getting. This what I'm getting to.
Yeah.
This what I'm getting to is that at the beginning at that point in time when they was doing all that and the way I was raised, when I sit back and look at the way my grandmother did with my grandfather, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say that's the same way my mother and my father was. My mother and my father, they did their thing and they had fun and they end up eventually getting divorced. My grandparents stayed together for over 70 years. They got married when they was 16.
Jesus.
You know what
I
I'm
see
saying?
what you mean. Yeah.
They but she honored him. She didn't go against him. She listened to him. She did everything she asked him. At the end of the day, was that right? Eventually, in every perspective, no.
No.
But
They work to just
she respected her man
Mm.
because that was a way of life in those days.
Yes.
And now I can't expect a woman to do
just a
that.
harder
For sure,
transition.
for sure.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
It's a
want
harder
to do that, so I ain't gonna ask you.
Yeah, we
Exactly.
talked about
That's
that.
what I would expect a woman to
Let
do.
let him talk. Let him go. Let him go real
talked
quick.
About that, right? Like I was telling Stan, you know what I'm saying, like to piggyback off what he said, like my grandparents was born in a different time. You know what I'm saying? Like my grandparents was born in 1914 and 1917. You know what I'm saying? To go off what you saying, yeah, women couldn't have certain things. And women took a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? So with this generation and us and what we dealing with, yeah, we kind of got to compromise a little bit more than the men that came before us. You know what I'm saying? So we got to be a little bit more flexible too. But at the same time, you know what I mean? There is certain things that we want as men, but we also got to respect that there's certain things that they want as women. And I think everything got to be within reason. You know what I mean? Because if we gonna build, you got to build the right way.
Yeah.
And there's only certain ways that if you look at a building from engineering to electrical or whatever, they have codes. And those codes are there for a reason, because this is what's gonna make this structure stand and last for a long time. So I feel like, you know, in our community and with our families, like men, we have a code. We understand each other in a certain aspect where it's like, okay, there's this line, like as a man, I'm not gonna do certain things to y'all because I know it's disrespectful and it's gonna cause a conflict. But we gotta treat our women the same way. But we need our
They gotta
women
voice
to
their own.
understand, right? We need our women to understand the same thing about us too. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's a code and there's a line. We can't accept certain things from them because it's not gonna help us build. But we gotta respect them in the same aspect too.
So just to touch on what you're saying, you're right. The ground for building is not as easy. Like what you're saying, back in the day, it was here's the food. That's the groundwork. Y'all like each other. Y'all might have just honestly, y'all might have liked each other when y'all got married. For real, back in the day, shoot. Y'all told y'all gotta get married.
I'm your man.
Period.
I'm your man.
So I get what you're saying. So the transition.
He was able to go out and make the money because he had the right
and
to.
women didn't have a lot of
The
decisions.
women didn't have the right to.
So now we
Women had to be take care of the
Exactly.
children and take care of the house
we in
because
the era-
they didn't have the same rights to go out and make the
So
same.
now they
money.
finally in the era like it's like we first turned 18. It's like I have some rights. You know what I'm saying? I can do what I want to do now. You know what I'm saying? Men are dealing with that because of the fact that men are not used to having not as I would say lack of control, but that's basically what it is. It's like men don't have control as far as how things progress anymore for the majority of part when it comes to meeting a woman. Like back in the day, you'd be like that's mine. I'm gonna take care of it. Boom, she's mine. Now it's more like she's gonna have equal
That's
amount. for the-
possessive though.
Yeah.
Well, that's but the thing. That's how it used to be back in the day.
Yeah.
That's how it used
But
to be
you
back
don't
in the day.
like that
Not
today,
now,
though.
but
Not
it's
now
still
like that
it's
today.
still a transition though because man, still are still progressive, being like possessive.
We
beings.
dominant.
Exactly.
We
like
dominant.
we're not
Control.
controlling,
Exactly.
not
You don't wanna
controlling,
control.
not controlling.
Control.
But a man still likes things.
I'm not attracted to
They,
them. That
they
can
still
control.
like a way to be able to lead, not really take full control, but you want
You
a
said
woman that
you said you're
respects
not. You said you're not attracted to a woman that you can't control.
not
But
control,
expound
but
on that.
lead.
But
But
expound
you
on
mean
that,
lead.
I'm expounding on that because what I'm saying is that if I got a woman that I can control,
She
she's not bringing no value to me.
She weak. She not a queen.
What do you mean?
You know what's crazy
Not
about that?
control.
You know what's crazy about that? I
What?
dated a white girl when I was in high school, and like she was the first girl that I really got with that was just like so I controlled her completely, and it's bad that I'm saying this.
Oh no, that's not bad for
But
saying it because
I-
she allowed it.
She allowed all of
She
that shit,
allowed it.
but every time I talk to a black girl, they want to go in for that,
Right.
and it was way more attractive. And I spoke the
I can't
language,
necessarily
and I
say that.
understood.
Yeah, it
I
depends
can't-
on who
Let
you-
him let him get his point. Let him get his
The
point.
thing is, like, when you, like you said, certain women, when you can control them, it's like no challenge at all.
It's no value.
And
And I'm
it's-
bringing no value to
Yeah,
it.
it's nothing that you.
You mean like it's a difference between, so you're saying somebody that's not independent thinking. Because to me, when you say control, you got someone that don't independently think. That means
That's what
they
I'm saying.
cannot
Yeah.
contest you on any level because you can
I'm not even talking
not
about
even
the
that, they
test.
choose
I'm not even
not
talking about the
to.
test.
Exactly.
I'm not saying that we need to debate.
That's what you
I'm
mean.
not saying
they
you need
just
to go
go
back
for
and forth.
everything. They just
I'm
go
not
right
even-
to you on
What?
everything.
I'm not even
What?
saying that. I'm just saying at the end of the day, you're not helping me be a better man or be a better person. And I'm saying I'm already cool. I'm already cool as a man myself.
You can't
But at the end of
Well,
the
I
day,
think, well, I think,
you
I
can't
think,
encourage me.
I think control.
What he's saying is if you only
If I did
listening to
100%.
what I'm saying and doing what I'm saying, you can never help me grow.
Yeah.
We
Like-
have all
like a finger punch.
be in
You
a
just
con-
finger
we
punch.
be in a
Everything
constant-
that
Stuck
goes
in a
on,
certain place.
I have to handle 100% of everything.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I have to tell you how to move, how to eat, how to dress, how to do all this.
But that's
I don't
why
want
you
to tell you
want-
how to do all that. I
but
want
that's
you to
why
be your own.
I just
That's
want
why
to
you
show you
want
how
a
to
queen,
feed.
though.
I want to show
Yeah,
you
that's
how
why
to
you need a
fish.
queen.
That's
Yeah.
why you
You want a
bring
queen.
all the food.
Oh yeah, for
Because
sure.
when you
They gonna be a queen.
Because when
But at the
you
end
a
of the
king,
day, I don't want to have the
we got-
mindset that I feel like I'm the king of everything that we do.
All right, y'all.
no, but at the same time, you could be the king of everything that you do, right?
And she still make her own decisions.
But that's a queen though,
Exactly.
because a queen is
That's
gonna
what I'm
challenge
That's why I
a
asked you
king.
why about
Well,
control.
it's checks and balances to
Well,
this
A
thing.
man really
Okay.
don't control the overall.
Okay, so-
in a lot of situations, but a woman's still gonna make her own decisions.
Lloyd, tag me in for a second. Let me get
Because
a piece.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
I'm not saying.
Let me say something real quick, y'all.
Situations,
Let me say
I don't
some-
have to control the situation.
Let me
She may have a
say
better
something.
perspective than I have.
Cause you gonna talk for 15 minutes. All right, so I feel like it's different on my end because I'm an entrepreneur. So, and this is something I want to talk about too. A lot of women want guys' time, but when you a guy out there and you building Fortune 500 companies and different things like that, you hustling. They complain that they don't got your time, but
Right.
they want that Louis bag. They want the nice house.
We talked about that earlier.
Let me get it out. They want these different things or whatever. So I feel like it's a little different on my end because you got the guy who out there, he might work on cars all day and his hands is dirty, but she complain that she can't get what she want. But he out there busting his ass making $40,000 to $50,000 a year, but she looking at the guy who, you know what I'm saying, is
Corporate,
corporate. He making all this money. He eating at all these different restaurants. But the guy that's making the 50,000 may be the guy that she really wants. You know what I'm saying? So the question is, who do you want? Do you want the guy that do his 9 to 5, do what he need to do? He come home, he rub your back, he do these different things, or do you want this guy who's chasing these millions and he might not have time to put into you because he's trying to build?
But bro, I'm gonna say it like
Everybody
this,
got
right?
time.
Like I'm gonna say
Time
it like
for what you
this,
want
like
time for.
I
I see
was,
what you mean,
I was
Not as an
I was-
entrepreneur.
There's only so many.
I was
Not as
I was
entrepreneur.
a simple.
We all
Yes,
get the same.
you
We
do.
all
Not
get the same.
well.
Yes, you do because you
We
will
all can say
always
24
you
hours
will
a day.
always involve your person.
Exactly. There you go.
That I got, we do together.
There you go.
She do
Yeah,
graphic
I say,
design,
if I do
she
12 hours
graphic
a day
design, she
and I'm
make
dog
the
tired.
labels on my
Hold on, let him say it real quick. Let him say it real quick. Real quick, then I'm gonna go to you. Go ahead, Josh. Josh, but like Josh said, when you an entrepreneur, if you need to either get the fuck out the way or you need to be his assistant. Because if you don't, it's not gonna
I
work.
mean, you don't have time to love your woman.
No, listen to what I just said. Listen to what I just said. Listen to what I just said. When you're an entrepreneur, if you want this guy that you really want and he chasing these M's, you either be his assistant like you said, you and your woman, y'all work together, right?
Yeah.
Or you gotta just get the fuck out the way, cause it's not gonna work. Because when you a guy and you chasing something so big and special, and I got a daughter, it's about your family. So and y'all should read this book. It's called A Way of the Superior Man.
I read it.
You read that?
I read it.
The Way of the Superior Man.
I
Read that book.
Hey, that
So,
got me paid.
The book.
It changed my mind.
The
book talked about as men, and when we get in relationships, we forget who we are.
But all your relationships, not just with
Yeah.
women, your family,
Yeah.
your brothers, your friends.
Yeah, but we talking about relationships. We
That's
about
why
to throw a
it's important
singles
to get the
mixer.
right woman.
But let me get off real quick. As a man, when we get in relationships, we forget about who we are. So if you read the book, it's going to show you that you have to work on you. If I can't make sure I'm good, I can't help. I can't help myself. I can't help Josh. I can't help nobody. So at the end of the day, I don't even want to make this sound too selfish, but it's true. I have to be at my best. If I'm not working out and eating healthy, how can I chase my daughter around? You know what I'm saying? So never forget who you are. As a man, the woman that you with, she got with you because of you. She didn't get with you for you to just be like, chasing her around. Oh, we're going to do this. We're going to do that. Remember that you got nuts.
Right. You let them hang.
You
let the motherfuckers
You
hang.
can relate that to being on an airplane. If they say the airplane going down, they say put your mask on first before you help somebody else.
Yeah.
If you in a relationship and y'all homeless, you got one pair of shoes. Who is those shoes gonna go to? Your kid or your wife or you? Whoever could go get the money to buy more shoes. Is the one who just had the fucking on.
Right? That's big facts. That's big facts. Right.
That's probably the shit I heard.
And the thing is, though, the only way you're gonna notice is if it's proper communication between you and your significant other. You can't expect something out of somebody without it being properly communicated to the other person.
Damn right.
And that's how things feel in the long run, because no matter who's doing what. And, we talk a lot about men being the breadwinners, and we also talked about earlier how a lot of women that a lot of us experience out-earned us. And that's a big factor that a lot of people don't talk about is women out-earn the men these days. I mean, it doesn't really come down who's earning what. It's about allocation of your time and your funds. And if you can communicate properly where that's going to go, then it's hard to have a family relationship, especially if y'all have a spark or something that's kindled constantly.
Right.
So it's, at the end of the day, everybody's gonna have slightly different agreements. You can't just be like, this is the game plan, because everybody got slightly different game plans.
And real quick, and I'm gonna get to you. Real quick, and I'm gonna get to you. And we're not speaking for the average guy. Like the guys in this room, we all on our shit. So we saying it from a perspective of we take care of our business. Some of the women that that we might have been with, they might have paid the bills or did these different things. But now, like myself, the breadwinner, so I make sure everything is paid. Don't gotta worry about nothing. My girl was just complaining, talk about, oh man, I got this happened, blah blah blah. Well, here you go.
I'm gonna figure it out.
Here you go. I'll rather lose all the money and she keep her bread, because when she get her money, I'm gonna take her money and I'm gonna flip that. You know what I'm saying?
You know my pops brought to my attention not so long ago? How many of y'all got kids, man? So it's 3 out of 6.
Yeah.
50% of us got kids. You know that really makes a difference in how we think.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
For sure.
Because I'm
gonna say this as a nigga that made it to 30 with no kids.
Because I don't have no kids.
When I ain't had no kids.
My pop said to me, he was like, man, a lot of ways that you think. Because me and him having a heart-to-heart situation, I had to holler at him one day. I was like, man, I pulled up on him. I'm like, man, we had a little talk in the school or whatever. I was talking about, how I was affected as a child from what his decision making.
Right.
And he was a young parent. And you know what I'm saying? I had to holler at him and I had to let him know about some of the things how it affected me. And he was like, man, and we was talking, and as the talk progressed, like we talking right now, and he was saying like a lot of things that I view and value or the ways I think. He was like, man, some of it's because you don't have a child.
Can I say something?
You don't.
And this is what y'all asked me. We got in such a heated debate. It was like, why do you feel like you must be a different race or whatever? And I asked you, why do you feel like you must be the same race? We never got, because we got sidetracked a little bit. But the reason why I asked that is because I have 2 kids. When I was younger, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna give me a black one, black queen, da 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 da. I had my first child with a white woman. You know, I didn't plan on. You know, so I asked her for abortion and everything. To this day, she brings it up, which is one of my greatest mistakes. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh no, I can't have a baby with a white woman. This was not my plan. You know what I'm saying? Boom. Now 7 years later, I have another child with a mixed woman. You know, black and white. My son's 3 now. I'm 31. You know what I'm saying? I met my girlfriend about 3 years ago when my second child was being born. You know what I'm saying? I could care less about your race. I can care less. I have so many responsibilities, so many things to take care of. I need a woman, regardless of your race, age. I need a woman with the right mindset. I need somebody that's gonna drive me here and here. So that's when you have children, and you might have children unexpectedly with a race that you didn't expect, because as a man we naturally promiscuous for the most part. But the thing is though, that's gonna change. Say you mess up, have a baby by a white woman or a different race that you didn't plan on because you prefer a black woman. Watch.
I'm sorry, man. I'm strapping up.
I understand. You can still, it's still a
Shit
thing.
happen,
A
though.
condom only presents you 60%. Boy, do you mad? That's not
I'm
basic.
strapping up, bro.
But let me
Condom sex is great sex.
no, but statistically 60% though. So let's
I'm
and everything. Don't let you go around and start trying to get too
Wade already told you.
Hey, what you-
the chances you still
That's
take by having
that's half the
intercourse.
downfall. That's half the downfall of certain black
It's the
men.
chances you take by having intercourse with women and just being promiscuous. Now, if you wasn't having sex with all these women and say that, then that's a different story. But if you take these chances, understand, expect these outcomes. And when you have an outcome like this, expect to change your mindset, because that's part of growth. So I can appreciate you saying that you don't have children. Now it makes more sense.
Yeah, it make a
And I
lot of
know you're
sense.
You're single, so it makes more sense. And you
Yeah.
still, I think you're you're probably a little younger than me.
Yeah, I'm 31.
Yeah.
31. So you know what I'm
Yeah, it
saying?
make total sense now.
You have a 1-year-old.
I got a
Exactly. So you have
Yeah,
to get to the
it-
mindset to where it doesn't matter no more.
But you know what though? But you know what though?
I mean, like,
Hey, Lloyd, let me say something real quick. But you know why? I said.
That's why I was vulnerable about that
Hey,
situation. That's why I said
let me say something real quick. Lloyd, you talk for 30 minutes. The reason why I said make total sense now, your viewpoints, is because I was just like you. I had a daughter and I was living in an apartment, right? She like, no, we need to get out here. Let's get a house. Let's get a house. And I'm like, nah, we about to stack our money. You know, I'm only paying $700. You know, I ain't about to pay an extra $500, whatever I thought. I'm thinking of maintenance, all these different things. Soon as I found out I had a daughter, I got me a house in 2 months. Right after I got a daughter, I said, you know what? I got to get my shit together. I was already doing well, doing good in most people's eyes. Start working on my credit. I started renting. I just did no meat for 25 days. Because now my it's not just about me anymore. So at the end of the day, when we having these discussions, it's not about you. It's about legacy. It's about generational wealth. To go back into your point you was talking about earlier, how do we change it? Because I'm about solution. Because we can sit here and talk all day. But the way we do it is, I wanted a boy, but I needed a daughter. So now I get to raise my daughter to be the woman that I always wanted. You know what I'm saying?
You said it.
He just like, no.
No. But the reason, but hold on. Let's see. Y'all don't let me get my points. The reason why I said that it wasn't to say. Oh, let me get my point off. Dang.
You talk for 15 minutes, man.
Because y'all cut me off. I'll be talking. But the only reason I said that is because I be trying to hit my point, and I don't. If somebody listening, like, damn, so I can't get it off. Cause I can't tell you don't have a daughter.
No, I knew what you meant though.
Yeah, I know you know what I meant, but I only can tell you what the way I feel about my daughter and my points. So when you cut me off, now it make total sense. Why you like no. Cause and I'm not saying that's you.
I've been in those situations,
But-
so I feel like when I have been in those situations where I've had miscarriages, to where it's not. I'm not saying that I've been in a situation where I've never had the possibility of having a kid, and like you said, I exactly what you just said. When I figured out that I had a kid on the way,
Things are changing.
that shit made me
You
strap
tighten
my
up. It
boots
made you
up
tighten up.
and say, "God damn it, you need to
Tighten
be
up.
prepared for this kid to come." And I did that. So the motivation that comes behind knowing that you got a kid on the way,
That's different.
I know that feeling.
That's different.
It didn't manifest, but I knew that feeling. Because I'm like,
I'm gonna say
I
this,
need when
though.
that kid get here, that kid shouldn't have to worry about shit and shouldn't have no problems, and I should be the man that kid needs.
I'm gonna say
You know
this.
what I'm saying?
I'm gonna say this.
I wasn't like that to my
My
second
life,
child.
my life was a little bit different.
Yeah, I'm about to say the maturation of. That's why I said
Most
earlier. we
people-
talking about
Let
the
him-
maturation of a
most
man.
people-
Let him go real quick. Let him go.
Text that.
Let him go.
People prepare for, like, you know what I'm saying, taking care of their family when they have a kid, right? See, my situation was different. I almost lost my mom when I was 12. So, and I love my father. I'm not talking down on him or nothing. Everybody know how me and my father rock. Like, that's my nigga. Like, he my best friend. That's my everything. You know what I'm saying? But my father is not a pressure type person. You know what I'm saying? So when it got tough, I was the nigga that stepped up and going to the doctor's appointments with my mom and making sure she was taking her medicine and all that, because I think every nigga that's in this room, if they had a chance to say their mom, they was gonna do it. And that's what I did. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, for me, I've been in that mode since I was 12. I've been taking care of my family since I was, and that's how I ended up in the situations that I said we weren't gonna talk about.
Right,
You know what I'm
right,
saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, when you come from where I come from, and they talk about, like, what you gonna do? Nigga, I'm hopping off the porch because I gotta save my mama.
I felt like
I got it.
I felt
You know
like
what I'm
I was the man
saying?
of the house.
What Tupac say? It felt good, put money in your mailbox. My mom had a drawer with an envelope that she kept money in. And I would love hearing her talk to her friends like, yeah, girl, it was getting hard and I don't know where this money was coming from, but we was paying these bills. No, I was outside doing what I needed to do, and I'm dropping them 40s and 50s and 60s and 80s and 100s and 120s and 140s in that. You know what I'm saying?
I seen a statistic to kind of bridge off that it was talking about how black families don't stay together and
No, we was staying together.
how not as
Yeah,
far
average-
as as far as
average.
your family, but
Situation.
families.
Yeah,
Every
family
family is gonna be different.
You can't always.
But
just judge
they was talking.
everybody's
They was going off
situation.
like the marriage and the basically breakup and stuff, like the rates of divorce rates or whatever. And I think the biggest problem is that we gotta find some way, especially being younger, how things have changed so much. We gotta bring back the importance of a committed relationship. There's so many options as far as leaving and doing other things with other people or having other adventures. The commitment is, like you said, back then it was almost forced. It was almost expected, if not forced. Now, because it's not even expected anymore, it's almost like, who cares if I stay? You know what I'm saying?
But
You
that's
gotta
on.
reinvent.
But let me
the
tell you something, bro.
importance
Let me
of,
tell you something, bro.
So what's
That's
your
on
motivation?
us.
What's your
But that's on
motivation
us. But no,
My
hold on.
motivation, honestly,
That's
I
on.
want to hear that.
my
One question.
motivation
I'm gonna hear one
as far as
question. I wanna hear that.
relationship now, because before I
Because
didn't-
you in a relationship,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Before I didn't
I'm not,
value
so I want to hear. I
relationship.
want to hear.
And now, as I was saying before, like I didn't start valuing a relationship until I got my second child, and I was like, I'm taking care of all these bills, I'm doing all this stuff, and I'm starting to see myself deteriorate. And I'm like, what is
Did
causing?
you feel like? Did you feel like you was being? You felt like you was being,
I feel like I didn't have a second half to me.
or you didn't feel like you was able to be yourself because you giving everything to everybody else.
But see, I
Exactly.
did
No,
that.
no, I want to hear.
No,
I want to
that's
hear.
exactly
Strictly
how
from
I
this.
feel.
Strictly from.
I feel
I get
like-
you. I get you. Get your point.
I
of view.
feel
I want
like
to hear exactly
I was
what you're
given
saying.
so much that I
To
couldn't-
everybody else that you
I
didn't
had-
get. You didn't pour
I was
nothing into
empty.
yourself.
I had
You
nobody
didn't pour
to
nothing into
replenish.
yourself.
Exactly. I had nobody to replenish my energy.
Mhm.
And I was started thinking like, damn, I'm always so tired,
It
so
drained the shit out of
exhausted.
you.
I mean, I'm starting getting grades, and I was like, what is going on in my life? I'm just not happy. Girls I was messing with, just man, I'm talking about I was running through females.
So
like,
side note. My last relationship.
But this is before my
Listen,
girl.
listen.
Hey, now he did the.
Hey, Lloyd, let him talk real quick.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that because
Wasn't bad.
listen. I'm with you on that. When I said I'm single for 2 years, my last relationship, she had a daughter.
I've
So
been single for 6.
I was pouring everything I had into them, not me. So I lost myself in trying to make sure they 100, and I'm going. My motivation to go to work every day is them.
Exactly.
I had a household I had to maintain.
I'm gonna get to you, Josh. Josh, you gonna be next. Hey, Lloyd, hold on, Lloyd. Let Josh talk, but before Josh talk, I want to say, is it hard being a stepdad?
No.
That's a question I want to ask. Right after Josh.
I'm gonna touch on that.
Go ahead, Joy.
So, y'all just both said y'all
Gotta
was
let a
drained.
woman and let
Y'all just said y'all was drained. Y'all was putting so much in, and everything because y'all value the wrong things. You think they gotta have the newest shit. They gotta make sure they not depressed. No, I'm just saying.
Just let them talk. Let them talk.
You care.
Let them talk, Lloyd.
You
Let them
care.
talk.
Just taking care of the necessities.
Just let them talk. Let them
okay,
talk.
But you was trying to take care of the necessities. But listen, $100 a month, $100 a month, not buying the brand new shoes or not buying.
I didn't say I was having financial problems.
No. I'm
Just
talking
let
about-
it. Just let it. Let them talk. Let them get it off. Just let them get it off.
Like,
No, he's talking directly at me, so that's why.
I'm not broke. I was tired.
Don't look at him, Josh. Get up.
Hard.
Hey,
I need somebody to cater to me.
Lloyd.
What I mean
y'all,
by-
it's the.
What I mean by everybody overexerting themselves or working too hard is because, like, you just have to figure out a different way to cut something. Like, literally putting $100 away a month on a life insurance policy that's gonna sit there and build mutual interest. You know, compound interest. It's gonna build compound interest. That by the time that kid is 3 years old or 4 or 5 years old, the most problems in a relationship be financial, be money, be time, because you're working so hard to try to go get this dime, but you could have put $100 in this account away every month, and 1 year or 1 or 2 years of hard work would have set y'all for life.
So what we saying? The counteract what you're saying. We're not talking financial.
not.
We're talking about mentally.
I know mentally.
Yeah, but it's that's the problem. But that's the but that's the every
I wasn't worried
relationship.
about financial.
Anytime, but listen.
No, I wasn't working.
Anything with Josh,
My work ethic don't change.
but what Josh
Talking
is
about
saying,
mentally is that
but what
if I put so much into
I know what
somebody,
you mean.
if I put so much
Well,
into
he's saying-
somebody,
But wait,
hold on. I'll let you talk.
you didn't let me talk.
Let me. He was talking
I'm
directly at us.
producing.
He was talking directly at us. So hold on. Let me say what I'm saying.
Go ahead, go ahead.
He's not saying that. What I'm saying, we weren't talking financial, and I'm not talking about that I had a problem with taking care of X, Y, Z. I'm just saying that at the end of the day, I'm like the segment is like I'm a man, right? I'm not worried about my things of making sure this grow, because in the grand scheme of things, or in the point of things, in the middle of it, I'm trying to make sure that grow, because I'm the head of the household, and these two women is my responsibility right now.
That not
All right, so let me say something real
Is it
quick.
stress?
Let me say something real quick.
Not for the most part, it wasn't stress, but in the grand scheme of things, I put.
But let me say something real. Let me say something real quick, guys.
Because that's what's part of a
Can I
relationship. is
please say
sacrifice.
something, please?
Yes.
And that's the difference between. I gotta be back here. I'm trying to produce and do this.
Okay.
But that's the difference between when you said earlier, and I respect that. When you have a family, it's different because he's speaking on compound interest, and I was talking about credit earlier. That's the problem that we got in our society. So anything in a relationship, it all stems around finances. So you in a relationship and you just got engaged, Ciante. Most of the problems that you probably ever had, even if you having a mental things with your fiance and different things like that, most of it probably came from finances.
Yeah.
My girl just hit my damn car the other day. And I'm out there hustling. I'm still putting all my money into my business. I'm doing all these different things. I come home, the fucking sink broke. She hit my fucking car because she yelling at her son and my daughter in the back. You know what I'm saying? And that's finances. That I don't give a fuck about none of the other stuff because as men, see what you're saying, mental. But if you got a stable home and everything is paid for and things are rolling, you're happy, right? You're not stressed because your family is taken care of. So that's all that matter. But the way
I'm about to say no.
that's for me. That's true.
I guarantee you. I guarantee
For the most
you.
part,
If the money is good, I'm straight.
if you was a millionaire, a lot of your problems would be eliminated.
If the money is good, I'm
I
straight.
haven't had financial problems in so long. It's not even funny,
I'm
man.
loyal, dependable.
Right.
Honestly, before my
Go ahead, let him talk, y'all. Let him talk. Let him talk.
Because some of the women.
Oh.
Some of the
Oh, let him talk, cause there's too many of y'all.
I haven't had financial problems in a long time, and the reason why I haven't is because, you know what I'm saying, I've already, exactly, my work ethic. I'm already influenced myself to wake up early. I can't even get up on my off day without waking up early. Like, my brain wakes me up early. So I'm not tired because of that. It's just like pouring into a cup. I can pour into a cup, and if no one pours into me, I'm still gonna drain myself. It's not about the money, it's about the energy.
Because you gotta invest in your family.
Exactly.
If you
So
invest in
I
your
found a
family,
woman-
it'll eliminate your
Hold on,
stress.
hold on. Now I found a woman
To
that's
what
willing to
extent,
help
though?
me invest into myself.
All right, I'm gonna tell you.
so I
I'm
can invest
gonna
into
tell
my
you.
family.
Because like,
And that's why I
like,
said earlier,
I'll
we
tell
can
you.
have you can find a woman that you feel is special to that you can't lose, and it's only have to be a dollar amount. You know what I mean? Because my girl right now is out earning me. But when I first met her, she didn't have no money. I took care of all her bills.
Because-
The thing is, now she's out earning me. I still take care of my part, and she's trying to get me back in school so I can get more earnings. But the thing is, though, that comes from picking someone that's willing to invest into you. Now, I didn't do that for you to be financially stable. But the thing
They're
is,
not listening. They're not listening.
And
You're
why
not
that
listening.
all boils down to
It's money.
financials
It's
again
financials.
is because you're losing time.
You're losing time.
I haven't.
You're losing
The
time.
whole reason.
Lloyd, how many hustles you got right now?
Like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you probably do. I'm sure. Listen to me for a second. Now I'm sure you do Instacart. You probably got a job. You probably got all other type of different hustles and different things. You're losing time. So the way you gain time is what he talked about, which is compound interest. You take $100 a month. You get your insurance policy. You invest in that. If you don't know anything about the stocks, you could do what's they the 500s? What they call it?
Oh,
S&P 500s.
S&P
S&P
Money is
500s.
not always the issue. And when
It
money
What
is
he
money
said-
is
Money
money
is-
is
saying.
majority.
That's-
Yes,
that's what,
75%.
Lloyd, you just said
Your money
Money
with
is
you.
the big
You
thing.
ain't gotta put
It
as much
is a
time
big
into,
Because
to
hold on,
make
hold on,
money.
hold on.
Listen,
I'm
I'm
totally
totally
right.
right.
We all,
If you-
but hold on, we
Y'all
all
ain't-
kings.
y'all-
We
y'all-
all
y'all-
kings,
hey,
right?
you're absolutely right. Y'all saying that.
But we all
Because
kings, though.
I'm learning all this shit right now. Exactly what y'all saying.
Because if you don't have the
Let
financial
your money.
power,
No.
the communication and
Listen,
planning will
no.
produce
But
that.
you
gotta-
listen,
but I want
listen,
you gotta
listen,
listen.
listen what they saying.
Listen
Listen what they
to what he's saying,
They facts
though.
what they saying. Because what they saying is that if you do X, Y, Z, you find yourself being not have to go as hard as
You
as
can
we are.
divert your
But that's
energy
not-
to
that's
that.
Your
not-
money can make
but
money.
I'm saying-
Lloyd.
No, you're right with that.
Lloyd,
They're saying
Lloyd,
it's
Lloyd,
not necessarily
Lloyd,
true.
Lloyd.
I'm saying for me, though.
I
Hey,
still
Marcel.
Still gonna be problems.
Listen.
gonna be problems.
I used to work my ass off. I don't work hard no more.
feel
You know the hardest thing that I do is run 2 miles a day. I work smart. I got multiple different things that I do that create compound interest. I have Turo. I got. Hold on, stop doing that. I can't get it off.
You think?
I got Turo. Now I'm on Instagram. Instagram pays me every month. You know what I'm saying? When I drop my videos. So I put myself also have different stocks as well. I got we got a hair salon. So even when I'm not doing nothing, the salon is making money. So she hit the car, but I invested into the salon, so that could make $300 a day. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
So
not saying that money is not a mass issue, but it's not the only issue when it comes
That's not what
to.
we're saying.
We're not saying that. We're saying that
It's the
it's
root.
something
It's
that
a major issue.
it's a means
It's
to
the
an
root.
end.
It's
If
the-
you
it's
fix
the
the
root.
money
It's the
problem,
root.
then you can fix the
Because-
rest of your problems because you have more time
The
and
only thing I'm
resources
saying
to
is
do
this.
so.
This
You know
is
what
the
I'm
only
saying?
thing I'm
So,
saying.
let me tell you. So put it like this. Say you got a money problem, right?
Mhm.
And that's the root of most of your problems at first. And yes, you feel depressed. You got to go to work every day. You tired. You drained. You need a woman to pour into you. But before you can get to that point, if you get your money right, you have the time to go and look for the right woman in the right place. You have the time to get your house in order. You have the time to sleep those extra couple hours to get the rest that you need to rejuvenate. All of that stuff happens.
Good
And that's why-
motherfuckers don't respect
and
that
that's
rest
why
thing.
and that's why
Yeah,
earlier
motherfuckers don't
You
respect
get
that rest
all the
thing.
niggas
and that's
you
what
need.
and that's
I
and
agree.
that's
But that's the
because-
problem is the
and
only
Lloyd,
issue in a
Lloyd,
relationship. And I
Lloyd,
say it's not.
Lloyd,
That's
Lloyd,
not the issue.
and
It's
Lloyd.
just something that can
That's
get you to
why.
that
That's
level.
why earlier I
Taking care
said,
of money
and that's
will take you to the next level.
and that's why
but it's not
earlier.
gonna prevent issues in the relationship.
Why?
That's why earlier I said
Because if you're not working as hard, you're at home, or she's not questioning you.
But
why,
if you're not
why
communicating,
she's
well,
not-
you being
you
home
are gonna have
but
communication
you-
because you're at home.
but that's why but that's but that's
you the guy.
but it is true though.
Always
I'm
wanted
supposed
that
to be
why,
homeless,
though.
living in your mama's
And it's
house.
not
still.
just-
Hold on, man. Y'all gotta.
You understand what I'm
Take
saying?
your time. Take your
But that's why but listen,
Let me just
but-
try to explain,
Take
like,
your time.
money may
Go ahead.
be, money may be a root of all evil,
No, it's
but that, or root of all
So
relationship.
every
but that doesn't
situation is
mean-
unique. So
Exactly.
speak on your situation. Speak on
So
your
what I'm
situation.
saying is, what I was trying to explain to y'all before y'all start talking about is money. It wasn't a money.
It ain't
Listen to him.
money.
Listen to him.
Money is part of the communication and game plan. If you don't communicate and game plan, then money can be a very, very, very big issue. It's one of the biggest issues that can occur with lack of communication and game plan. Let me finish. Let me finish. Because you don't need a lot of money to communicate and game plan. And you don't need a lot of money to make a substantial amount of living as long as you save the money that you make.
You don't save, you invest.
Exactly.
You don't save, Lloyd. That talk. You gotta listen to what
I just
you're
said
saying.
save the money you make and invest.
Josh,
Did I not
Josh,
say that?
Shit off.
Lloyd, listen to me. Lloyd,
Save the money and invest.
Lloyd, just listen. Don't think about no, that ain't right. But just
I'm not
listen
saying
with.
that's not right.
I'm gonna let you talk. But I just want to touch back into what Josh said. I want to touch back to what Josh said because he said a key
What
word.
are
You
you
said,
talking about? You can have a family at $30,000 be successful and be communicative.
Lloyd,
Yeah, you
Lloyd.
can, bro. What is you
But
talking
Lloyd,
about? Not everybody make $100,000 a year.
not
bro.
about-
but you don't need 100,000 a
That's what
year.
I'm saying.
No. But you don't need 100,000. You don't need 100,000.
Niggas make daily money
And man, I'm very
and
happy.
still
that
and
Very
live
happy.
a successful life.
I know broke grandparents right now who ain't got no money and communicating and game plan throughout their life for 70
But are they wealthy now? But are they wealthy now?
70 times 30.
Lloyd, are they wealthy now?
Right.
Right.
But
Marcel.
communicating and game
All
plan.
right, y'all. Hey, I gotta moderate this. I gotta moderate. Hey, Josh. Oh, I gotta moderate because we all talking. Lloyd, God damn.
Let him moderate, yo.
My point is this: you said they made 30,000 and they did this, they did that. They did that for 70 years. And then where's they at? Is they in the same position?
Right.
But the point. Okay. So listen to me. What Josh said, just listen to what he's saying. Because it's not just about you. This is the world. This is our community. It's about money. Everything that we've been going through has been finances.
Can I say
So he talked about compound interest, insurance. That shit was huge. What the fuck he just said? Most problems, I told y'all, the only problems I have, I don't got no stress in my life. But the stress I got, if I go home and my son and sawed the damn sink, the fucking toilet is broke, I gotta go fix that shit. So you know what that is? It's money. I gotta pay for that shit.
Right? You communicated and game plan, right?
I don't need to. Lloyd, I don't need to. Lloyd, I don't need no game. Lloyd, I don't need. Lloyd, I don't need. I don't.
Communication about this shit.
I don't need no. I don't need no.
It's fixing this shit.
I don't need no game plan.
We talking. He's speaking from factual.
I'm telling you the truth. Like I'm doing.
I know what you're saying.
But I'm doing this.
I'm not taking the financial aspect out of it. What I'm
But-
saying
but-
is
but
including
can I
that
take it a
financial
step further
aspect.
than where
Go ahead,
you
Marcel. Go ahead, Lloyd. You gotta let other people talk too, Lloyd. Let him
Let
talk.
me just take it a step
Let him
further
talk.
than where Stan going, right? Because Stan is talking about the immediate household.
He's speaking
right?
from experience, though.
And he's speaking from experience, and I'm not knocking that because I respect everything that he's saying, right? But as a single man, right, I have my own household. I have my own shit that I had to go through, right?
With you, bro.
But when you the king, everybody come to the king. Your brothers, your sisters, your
Cousins.
friends, your
Aunties.
cousins, right?
Everything.
So finance is
Because they
everything.
look at you
Financial.
like
You got it.
Am I the only person? Man,
You got it.
I had two cousins hit me up yesterday.
You
Like,
see what I'm saying?
hey,
What
cuz,
about
I need you to
financial?
cash at me because I bring you the money later. How you know I got? I had a cousin. I had other cousins hit me up. I had other cousins hit me up.
Is just enough though. You gotta be able to game plan that money.
Yeah, but you don't.
Everybody looks at you like you
But
got the bread.
but the thing is, Mazel. But the thing is this.
I got the bread, but everybody look at you like you got
You don't have a
It's
game
not
plan
about
for money.
it's not about
Right, it's a
having.
lot of people with a lot of money that don't.
You don't need a lot of money
That's what
to.
I'm saying.
Lloyd,
It's not just about the
Lloyd,
money.
you're only
It's about
speaking
game
for
plan.
now. You're only speaking for now. Fuck now.
For the moment.
Don't speak for the moment. We talking about generations. 30 years. We talking about 100 years. No, stop thinking about now. You talking about savings. We're talking about investing. That's the difference.
I got nephews, right? And they men now. Like one of them, he's 22, 23 years old. He should have went to college. He was a hell of a football player, hell of an athlete, but he chose to do something different because he felt like he was burnt out, whatever. He trying to find his own path. But the moment he pick up that phone, yeah, you got it, yeah, for sure, because I had two too. But-
No, I gotta call it. I can't hear it.
But the moment he called, he say, listen, I need, okay, as a king, as a man, as a person who's like, I put myself in that
I'm not
position
disagreeing that.
for somebody
You
to
guys are
come
talking
to
about
me
the
and say,
initial point, having money to be able to support.
but you gotta have it though, Lloyd.
You the man, though,
I'm not
Lloyd.
disagreeing.
You're the man.
And I agree with you.
I'm not.
because
You the
I'm
man.
not disagreeing
When my
that.
family hit me
I
up for money,
agree on that point.
I
What
love
I'm
to
saying
act
is,
broke.
beyond that though,
But I can't.
beyond just having the initial funds, it's a lot of people who have the initial funds. There's a lot of people that make more money than us right now who
There's
have
not
less.
a lot of people that have the initial funds, Lloyd. I want you to look up how many people are living paycheck to paycheck. I
Everybody.
guarantee you,
Everybody.
it's
Most
higher than
Americans.
But that's what I'm
80%.
listening.
I
listen
guarantee
to
you
what
it's
you're
higher
saying,
than
though.
80%.
People live paycheck to paycheck because they live beyond their means. There's a way to live.
It
No.
don't matter
You
what the
don't have to
reason
live-
is.
You don't have to live
It's the
beyond.
reality.
No, the reason why they live amongst their means is because of what Josh said before he walked out of here.
Lack of capital.
Compound interest.
I understand.
So Josh, just listen. I mean, Lloyd, just listen. You can make $30,000. You can work at Starbucks making $25,000 a year, but you could take $100 a month and you can put it into an S&P 500. You do that shit for 20 years, you gonna have about $300,000-$400,000, Lloyd.
I'm not disagreeing with that. What I'm saying beyond doing that, when you get that $300,000, you still have to game plan. what you
So
want to do with that.
the art. Okay. Can I please get this out? Can I please get this out?
Beyond just having
Can I
money,
please
that's
get this out, Lloyd? Our viewpoints are different. Cause
I'm saying the same things.
they are different because I'm only speaking from experience, bro. I don't think about risk. Oh, what if I get this 300,000? I'm a mover and a shaker. I make things happen. So
got to, right?
I
You're a
am,
hustler.
and that's a part. And just even with the hustle, it's a part of breaking the cycle. That's what we here for. Part of breaking the cycle is not having that mentality. Like you kept saying words like save. No.
I said save to invest your money, and you cut me off as soon as I said the save to invest.
He did say save to invest your money.
Like that's what
Okay,
I'm saying.
well-
Like part of having
He
the
did say
conversation
that.
is being absorbent. And my whole thing is I am absorbing what you're saying, but you're not absorbing what I'm saying. I clearly just said I agree with the investment and having compound interest. Beyond that, once you get that money, there's plenty of people that have that money and still go broke because guess what? They spend the money improperly. Lack of game planning. And the fact that you're not acknowledging that means you're not being absorbent to me.
No, Lloyd.
Very
No,
simple.
no.
You
But
can have
I,
money
but
and still not spend it properly.
but the thing is, I'm not disagreeing. If I didn't hear you, I apologize. But you're not listening to us as well because he said
completely agree with
because
what you're saying.
no, you didn't agree because you said that it's a lack of knowledge. It ain't no lack of
I
knowledge.
didn't mention knowledge.
But Lloyd, just listen for me. It's no lack of knowledge if you're doing compound interest. That's knowledge right there. So
I said game planning, not
game planning is compound interest.
What are you gonna do with your money?
Lloyd,
after you get the money?
Lloyd, you listen. You just said that I'm not listening. You just said that I'm not listening to you because you said you need to save to invest, right? Josh said compound interest. So how are you not putting your money to something good when you're investing into something that can make the money 6 to 10% more? You already broke the cycle right there. So what are we talking about? That's knowledge.
That is the game plan.
That's the game plan. So what are you talking about?
That would be that's
You said
But it's that. But hold on. I get what he's saying. Because you know what, this thing is a whole thing of finding that happy median though. Because you gotta invest for the future, but you also gotta be prepared for the day.
yeah.
So it's like this. It's like this. Like so my man said what he used to
we don't
do.
got time for today.
He said what he used to do.
Ain't
right?
no time. We're men.
So hold on.
Saying two different things,
It's
but
that happy median of I got it, but I'm also ready to use it.
Exactly.
So for me, I got what I got, but I go to the range and I'm prepared to.
That's the game.
Because I didn't went to the range and I didn't lay it down and I
spending your
know.
money up doing all this weird shit.
But I'm talking about
The,
something totally different.
I said it.
Because with the money thing,
$50.
with the money thing though, you gotta be liquid. And you also gotta have your investments because your investments ain't also liquid either.
Exactly.
You can't just
Why they
pull
not?
from your.
Why aren't they?
Hold on. This is what I'm saying.
This is what I mean.
Why aren't they?
Please explain.
Pause. This is what I'm saying.
Why aren't they? I want to know this.
Because this is what I'm saying though. If it's an investment and you have it for a long-term thing, and then you go and pull from it short-term, you just defeated yourself.
No.
Thank you.
You
No,
did.
no, you
That's
did.
not true.
No, you did.
No, that's not what you do.
No, that's not what you do. That's not what you do.
No.
But I'm saying if you do that, you lost.
You would never touch that. That when you put
But
that
you got.
money,
That's why I'm saying.
you
That's why I'm saying you got to do both. That's why I'm saying you got to do both.
Unless you're gambling. If you're gambling, that's one thing.
No,
Gambling is different.
I'm saying
You can do stocks too.
Hold on, listen.
That's gambling.
It's
gambling.
Hold on, fellas,
gambling.
fellas, listen to me. I'm saying you gotta find the happy median of being liquid, right? Having a savings account and also having your investment.
Fuck a saving. I don't. No disrespect to my. Listen, myself.
I respect it.
No,
But I'm also a nigga that's coming from where I'm coming
No,
from.
I know, bro.
So I gotta be liquid.
I know.
Because
And
if my baby mama needs something today, nigga, I gotta go to the bank and get it. I can't say I gotta cash out.
Okay. Josh, let me please say this. Lloyd and Mazel, and don't
You feel me?
Lloyd-
I don't need. I
Lloyd-
can't have 7
Lloyd and
kids
Mazel.
these days.
Lloyd and Mazel. So me and Josh, we have different standpoints on different things.
I respect
So it's no disrespect if y'all feel like I'm projecting or because I'm actually because this is the stuff I
You
be
going
trying.
off your experience and
This
I
and
understand
this is the stuff that I teach the younger people because when you say certain stuff, it's a doubt or it's a fear. That's fear. It's fear, and I had the same type of shit.
There's no such thing as fear. I don't believe in fear.
But just listen
I
to the
believe-
message though. Don't listen to what I'm saying.
Do your thing. Say
Listen
your
to the
thing.
message.
Say your thing.
For my whole life, my parents taught me to save my bread.
Right.
You need to save. You need to budget.
which is incorrect. You right.
But the thing is, you don't gain wealth off of saving.
I agree.
We need to utilize what Josh said, the insurance policies as the bank.
I
Can you
agree.
gain? Can you gain interest off the bank?
Yes.
This the thing though.
It's
What
low.
he's saying is
Yes,
your money.
it's
Can you
low.
gain? Can
It's
you
low.
gain?
It's low as fuck.
But just
It's
listen.
low as
Just
fuck.
listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying.
Not to the rate
Don't-
you're talking about. I know what you're saying.
Don't listen like just listen to what I'm saying, bro.
1% to 12%. I
It's 0.003%.
Exactly.
You
That's what the
no
bank-
money nowhere.
Mazel, you cannot make money in the bank unless
I know you
you're a millionaire.
I know that
If you got $1
can't.
million in the bank, you can make 30 grand a year,
I know that.
which is still a low percentage. But with an insurance policy, you can make 6 to 10% interest on your money.
I know that.
You know
I
what?
that.
So why are you saving?
Why am I saving? Why do I have cash on hand? Because I'm a street nigga. I might have to do some shit where.
Liquid assets may not be important in the long
I got.
run,
Hold on.
but it's definitely
But we
important.
talking about. But we talking about.
But I'm not.
hold on,
But
talking
I'm
about me.
not saying. I'm not saying not to cut
Hold on.
money off
But-
because you
but-
do need
You
money.
need cash.
You need cash.
You do need liquid.
But it's not about now. It's about the
It is
future.
about the future.
We not contesting that though.
But Stan,
We
let me ask
agree
you
with
something.
that.
Stan, let me ask you something. Are you alive today or tomorrow?
Today.
Are you alive today or tomorrow?
I
You gotta prepare for tomorrow.
No. Straight up, are you alive today or tomorrow?
Well, to go into your point today.
You're alive today because tomorrow is not promised.
Yeah, but you know what?
So-
But you know what?
so, hold
But
on,
you know what
Stan.
I have? That's gonna make me live 400 years.
generation.
No,
Investments.
your name is gonna live for 100 years, not
Yeah.
you.
Yes,
Not
I am.
you.
Yes,
No.
I am.
No.
That's me.
Your name.
Because granddad put his
Got
money
these
into
trusts.
S&P
The
500.
escort
You.
Granddad
Hold on.
invested into
Stand.
assets.
Talking about Tupac
Stand.
right now.
Stan.
Yes.
No. But Tupac did.
What are we doing?
He's not
Marcel,
helping
what
nobody.
are we doing right now?
We are.
What are we
talking
doing
about-
right now?
Hold on.
We on the podcast, right?
We on the podcast.
Okay, so
We
do
on
you know how
podcast.
many times I'm going to monetize this
You're
podcast?
monetizing a lot.
That's
but,
a check.
But Stan.
So that's
Stan.
Wait,
Can
though.
you
I'm
eat
gonna
today what you kill tomorrow?
yes.
No, you
I
cannot.
got Marcel.
You cannot eat
you
today
can't-
what you kill tomorrow. You cannot. It's not physically
But my
possible.
stuff is already killed, bro.
No, it's not.
Listen, I got 10
What you-
things that's making me money, and I'm right here with you guys right now.
Right,
No,
but that's
no,
liquid
no.
cash still.
That's liquid. Thank you.
Compound
Thank
interest
you.
is not liquid.
Compound
Can I-
interest
can
is
I-
future.
Can
Go
I
ahead,
kill-
Josh.
Can I kill
Go
both of y'all?
Go ahead, Josh.
See
Trying
what
to
he's
kill it.
saying.
Go ahead, Josh.
Josh.
Go ahead, Josh.
Trying to kill it,
The
Josh.
reason why.
Trying to
Hold on,
kill
you in
it,
the
Josh.
camera. Louis,
I'm
move.
trying to kill it, Josh.
The reason
Because you know, because hold on, we coming from the same place, so
I know.
I want you to try to
I
kill
know.
it.
We all from the same place.
I got you. I got you. I
I
got
want
you.
you to try to kill it.
I got you.
And put me some ice in here.
This
Listen,
Hey,
shit.
this a fancy nigga over here too, man.
Listen to
I'm
him.
a
Fancy
oh,
niggas.
I
He
know.
not about
So
to
ain't
try
no
to-
way liquid cash ain't important.
Look,
Come on, man. This nigga's a
no,
fancy
look,
ass
I'm
nigga,
about to
man.
Go ahead, Josh.
I'm about to
Liquid
tell
cash
you.
don't matter.
I'm about to tell you why.
That's why
Why
it's game
so-
plan, because you gotta plan on how much money you gonna spend.
Just
on
listen
things.
to him. Listen to
Go
him.
ahead, Josh. Go ahead, Josh. Go ahead, Josh.
So-
Get with it.
This is how life insurance turned into liquid cash and future investment. One, if I'm putting away $100 a month,
I'm mad.
if I'm putting away $100 a month in a life insurance policy,
$100 a month.
$100 a month.
You on in the camera.
That's $100.
I gotta
That's
teach you
$1,200 a year.
etiquette. You have no etiquette when it comes to this. That's why I kept cutting you off.
No, Jockey.
Cause it ain't that. I'm trying
I
to.
know what you mean.
If I'm putting away $100 a month on a whole life insurance policy, that's gonna equal, depending on your age, that's gonna equal out to an asset of life insurance policy for $200,000. But no, let me shut the fuck up.
Just shut up.
Listen,
Just listen to
calm
him.
down. I'm about to tell you.
Just listen to
I'm about
him.
to tell you.
Just listen to him.
I'm about to tell you.
Listen.
I'm about to tell you how that turned into liquid cash.
But just listen to
Let
him.
me
Okay,
answer.
yeah, let me get this.
Y'all messing up my sound bites too. Like, let him get his point off, and then I'll give it
How
to.
long?
Don't even worry about how long.
Okay.
Right? I'm talking about that same day.
Okay.
I'm talking about that same day.
And y'all speaking
So
with
that's
fear.
an asset. That's an
I don't live in fear.
No.
You know I don't live in fear.
You don't live.
No, I don't live in fear.
Everybody live
Say
in
what you
fear.
gonna say,
Look,
man.
Everybody live in fear.
Hurry up. I got something I want
So
to say.
look, that's 200,000.
Because I'm a
That's two-
hunter. I don't live in fear.
That's
I'm getting the
200,000.
buffalo, the shark, nigga. I don't live
I
in
want
fear.
mine
Hey,
now.
look,
I want
That's
I don't
200.
live in fear.
That's
COD.
200,000 as an asset right there, right? I could
How
walk in.
long?
It's not about
That's
that day
1,200.
when you
No,
sign
that's
it.
1,200 a
That
year.
day when you sign
You have
it.
to die
No.
for that to happen.
No, listen, you have to die for
No.
your beneficiary to get
Right.
that.
But to get the
I'm
money.
not worried about that.
Okay.
30 years.
I'm not worried about
But
that
you're
at
talking about
all.
200,000. How long do it take you to
200.
get 200,000?
Break down the 401k, Josh. To him. Break it down to the
Listen.
401k and insurance policy.
Okay,
Okay.
I know.
Okay.
I'm gonna answer. I answer.
Hey, you know what? It's 30 years.
Go
If
ahead.
you shut up, you gonna get the answer. to
You
this.
just
I
listen
really-
to
I
him.
really
Just
wanna
listen.
hear what you got to say,
No, but just
man.
listen
I
to
really
him.
wanna hear
Let
what
him.
I know the answers to these
Marcel,
questions.
just let him. This is not even just about y'all. I want the viewers to hear what he got to
hear
say.
this.
Let him hear.
Go ahead.
So that's 200,000 as an asset. Like you said, future, you gotta die for your beneficiary to get that. That's cool. Boom. I could walk in a bank right now
And
and
leverage
ask for a loan, leverage that asset for 200,000 that I just signed yesterday, and get 50,000, 60,000. Because you know for a fact that if I die, you're going to get paid. So you're going to give me this money today.
I'm not gonna lie.
So-
You just talking something.
And you don't got to
Hey,
pay.
hey,
And-
I'm not even
Hey,
done.
you trying to
I'm not even
Let's
done.
go.
Hey, because I ain't gonna lie.
And
you get a nigga like me
and Josh,
50,000 right
Josh,
now.
that's not even
On the
including the
real estate
funeral.
market, hey.
Josh, that's not
Hey, no,
including
he's
the
not
funeral.
lying.
Because most of us got to do what when our peoples die? What do we do?
Raise money.
We got to do GoFundMe's,
GoFundMe.
ask all our
Hey, look.
aunties for shit.
There's somebody
So
right
look,
now.
that's not even. I'm not even done with it.
Yeah.
I'm not even done with it.
Go ahead. Go
So
ahead. Go ahead.
now I got 50,000 liquid cash like you wanted that I can take to invest again. Now that same life insurance policy that I got, I can turn into a trust and get money every year tax-free off that trust. And I'm not even working.
Yeah.
That money is paying me. That
Liquid.
Rockefeller, the Rockefeller family, they took
Trick ain't just a
20.
percentage.
They
You gotta
took
have money to
20
trust to make it
people.
worth living
They
off
took
of.
20 people in their family. But all bought
Trust
life
don't pay the
insurance
same amount of
policies.
money.
Put it in a trust where they got paid $5 million a year.
God damn.
Tax free.
Back in the early
government
1900s.
paid
Bruh, the
them.
amount of money you got put into a trust to be able to get enough.
You can take that. You
said
can
20
take that
people.
life
You gotta
insurance
get your
policy.
people. You gotta
Hold
get
on,
your
hold
Look,
on,
you
hold
can
on.
take
You
that.
telling me
I got a team.
I got two
So it's like
policies
if
on
you
me
got a
right
team
now.
of niggas,
Yeah.
oh, this on
It's gonna take a team
And
of
I can
people.
go ahead
You
and
all
put
right?
them two in the trust.
All right, man.
And then I can get
Oh,
paid
yeah.
off of them.
If you got a team of niggas though,
But-
like
but I can get
even
paid
4 or
with the
5
policies
niggas
and
make
work
a difference in
for
your
you.
life. You know what I'm saying?
No, they figure it out because you only gain 8% off of how the market grows.
I ain't gonna cap, bro.
So
We-
now
hey,
once you
So I got 100 and
we
250.
about to be getting.
So I'm getting 8% of 100 and 250.
Cause I got life insurance. and
Real
like I
talk.
So
I'm about to use this
Everybody
shit,
can probably.
nigga.
We can make a trust
think
right
about
now.
I'm about to
Think
use
about it like
this
this.
shit.
We
Think
make a trust right
about
now.
it like
Fuck the
this.
podcast.
See,
We
I
can't.
got
All
it.
of us good.
So
nigga.
look,
Stands right.
Hey,
Wait,
hey,
wait.
I ain't gonna lie.
We make
I
trust
ain't
right
gonna
now,
lie.
nigga.
I ain't got the life insurance policy.
And we
on me
we
because of the way my
gonna,
lifestyle
cause my
was.
thing gonna die.
If
But I
somebody
want,
pop me,
but
my
we can
mama
keep
cool.
talking. We can
We
keep
can make
talking.
a trust.
Hey Lloyd, real quick, 'cause I'm on 5%. But what I do want to say is this, because we wrapping up, and I appreciate all y'all, you guys for coming out. If I'm feel like I'm projecting my voice, or if I'm is no disrespect.
Nigga, we know you. Go ahead.
But at the same time, and I'm not saying that you move in fear, but the person that's watching this, they do. We were trained to think like that.
Right.
Why is it that he can't go and pull out 50,000 from the bank? Did you know if you have a 700 credit score, you can walk into PNC and pull out $50,000 of credit? Did you know that? But we don't work on our credit to get to that point.
Right.
We don't.
But my whole thing is understanding the game in every aspect and utilizing it. So for me, it's like I need liquid cash. So for
But
me,
we-
like
That's
like
why
my
you
mom,
don't do it.
like,
But
like
we
no,
telling,
hold
we
on,
telling,
no,
but we
no,
telling,
no,
we
no,
telling,
no,
we're
I'm saying-
telling, but we telling you
I'm saying
a
this.
way to get it.
You never
I'm
know
saying
what's gonna
this.
happen.
Like
Yeah.
my mom right
I
now
feel like you
has
might need that money
has
for someone else.
she had to
Always
retire
involved in
early.
shit
She
like
doesn't
that.
have her insurance the way that it was because she's not working. She had to retire, but she had to retire under a retirement disability type situation. So my mom got to pay $1,400 a month for insurance.
Goddamn.
Right, I gotta pay that.
For what insurance? Life insurance?
No,
Or
insurance, health insurance. And she still got to go to the doctor. She got Coumadin. She got other things she got to do. So I have liquid cash because I got to be able to.
Spend that money and whatever it takes.
How long you been working working a job? Just working period.
Working?
How old was you with your first job?
I was 16.
Okay, so listen.
Legal job? We talking
Just leave.
Yeah,
Just
nah.
leave it.
Okay.
Okay,
Nigga been working.
I've been listen to me for real quick. So you were 16 was your first job, right?
First job, 16.
If you would have took $100 a month off your check,
I didn't know that though, Stan.
and that's why I'm telling you, because
I didn't know that.
it's not about you no more.
It's not too
Right.
late.
You know who it's about?
No, he right.
It's not
'Cause I'm
about
doing it.
it's not about you anymore, Mazel. It is because we on the show.
Right.
It's about them.
No.
It's
I understand. I understand.
But just listen so they can understand. You was 16 with your first job.
Right.
If you would have saved $100 a month
$1,200 a year.
for 16, 17 years,
Mhm.
you have over 100K right now.
Mm-hmm.
Can you get that type of money having a 401K?
Mm-mm.
Exactly. That's why we
I've
saying.
done it.
That's why we're saying that you cannot make money in the bank. So you putting all your money as cash.
It's
You know
just-
that you can feel. That's what we think, because we look at TV and we thinking the money and all of this type of stuff. They doing all this money and that's their fucking rent money. That ain't no real money.
No, that ain't no real.
That
money.
ain't shit.
I ain't gonna lie, that ain't no real money.
But that's what and I'm not trying to get back into the game planning thing, but that's what I was saying. It's so close to the money and game planning with your money is really the same thing. You have to have a plan with your money, whether it's the compound interest, whether you buying real estate or investing into basically just into like stocks. If you have the money,
kicking in no door.
the game plan is really important because there's so many people with money that lose sight of their game plan and lose all their money. I mean, for example, look how many rappers had the money.
Yeah, but
And they
that's
end up with a poor game
yeah,
plan.
but
down the line and
that's the rappers is only it's not even 1% of the
I know what you
population.
mean, but I'm just using that as just a key example.
Mhm.
Having money is important, don't get me wrong, but having a game plan with your money is just as important because
Yeah,
without
but
having
what
a
are we
game,
talking about right now though?
I'm talking about your investments.
We are talking about a game plan.
Right.
I'm about solution, Lloyd.
But
So with Josh,
So,
with
so
Jo-
Not
with-
everyone
with-
can
he
invest
talked-
all
what
their
he
money
talked
into
about earlier.
a long-term
Just-
What
game.
he talked about earlier, you want another game plan? What he talked about earlier was
You
credit,
gotta
right?
have a-
Wait,
I just
calm
gave
down,
you one.
calm down. He talked about credit earlier, right?
Right.
You want a game plan, you want liquid cash. Guess what? He got a credit card. He can add you as an authorized user on
Oh, yeah.
build his
Right, but that's
and
part
build
of the
your
game plan.
build your credit up. You pay him.
But I'm giving you what I've done. Just like what you said. Well, how do we change the cycle? How do we change the cycle? That's the thing.
That's all I'm saying.
I'm telling you how I did it. You keep asking us. You talking in circles. I already told you. I just gave you one with the credit. Josh gave you one with the insurance policy.
Yeah.
I gave you one that I do right now, Turo. Josh had a Turo.
Right, I'm not saying.
I just made $700 this
We're
month
not-
off one car.
You say you're saying this for somebody else, right?
Off one car, I
Right.
made $700.
Right, I understand that. But the thing is, the next person might not want to do those things. There's so many.
Lloyd, you're speaking in
You already-
fear.
I thought we
Fuck
was
the
talking.
fear.
Right, as an entrepreneur, it's so many.
But I'm not speaking at you, but I'm speaking to
there's so
everybody
many
that's
different
like
ways
you.
to build your money.
We are trained to think
It
just
didn't
like
take
you.
nothing. It took a signature to build
Lloyd,
that.
We have been trained to think like that. We've been trained to think like that.
I'm not gonna lie. I come from the people that put their money in the mattress. You know what I'm saying?
And I do it too. I've done that too.
No, I'm saying, I'm just telling you where I'm coming from. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, like where I'm coming from, like I need a little bit of something.
That's what I'm
But
saying,
got-
bro.
I
Yeah,
got explain it to
you don't
how
have to do
get it.
exactly.
Because he's saying
no,
this,
no.
you're gonna have that money if you just take a little bit of
Just
that
take a
money
little bit of
and
it.
put it somewhere
Invest
else.
it.
He said
I do.
$100, not
I do.
1,400.
No, I do.
He said 100.
I'm saying do both.
You gotta
I'm
test
saying-
it. That's what
No,
I'm
but
saying.
we're not saying
I'm saying-
it's nothing
Niggas
wrong
saying-
with having
niggas not
cash.
saying
Game
you can't
plan.
do
That's,
that.
that's what
Trust
I'm
me,
Game
it's
plan
not-
doesn't have to be
it's
long-term
not
investment. Like,
wrong
I
with
understand
having
why
cash.
y'all-
I didn't
we
say
got
that.
options.
I didn't say that to
What
not
I
say.
said
Because
was
I'm just gonna make sure that's clear.
I never said you should not have cash, but
I'm just trying to make sure it's clear.
but it's not about now. It's about the future.
It is.
So that's why I said. That's why I said when you had your first job, you were 16.
$100 in the REIT,
You
$100
can
in the
afford
S&P
it.
500.
You could afford
You saying
$50
the
a
only
month.
thing you need is money. But why are
You
you
know
guys
what I'm
doing
saying?
game plan
$50
with
a
money
month.
if the game plan doesn't matter?
You have 80 grand right now.
You
So
don't
imagine if
need
you had
money.
80 grand.
Game
you
plan
could-
don't matter, but each person.
And what
in
I'm
the game
saying
plan, how they
is,
gonna get the money.
Lloyd, what are you gonna do
How
today?
does it make a difference?
What are you gonna do right now?
If
Cause you saying we need a game plan.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
I am.
I didn't say you need a game plan. You misunderstand what I'm saying to you.
about to link
I'm
up with
telling
Lloyd.
you,
I'm
that's
building
why I
my
said
trust.
game planning is just as important as having the money, because every person that said something about money mentioned a game plan with the money. It ain't been a person in here that said anything about money that didn't have a game plan with it.
We said
I
credit.
said
But we
game
already
plan is
do-
just as
we
important
already doing
as
it,
having
though.
money,
If-
because
if-
without the money, without the game
Marcel,
plan, you're gonna lose the
If
money.
I didn't do something, I'm telling you
All
like,
I'm saying-
yeah, go do this and go do this, and I've not
That's
done.
not what I said to you though. You misinterpreted what I
You're
said.
talking in
I
Circles.
said,
You
I
talking
said
circles,
game
bro.
planning is just as important as having
what
the
the
money.
fuck is game planning, Lloyd?
Game
What
plan
is
is
what
what
is
you
game?
doing.
What is
What
game
you
plan?
doing with your money?
And I just told you what I'm doing with the money.
Right.
I just told
But
you.
you said game plan is not important.
I never said
Yeah,
that.
you did, bro. You
No,
said
we
money
did
is the
not.
most
I
important
never
thing.
said
You
that.
said liquid
said-
cash was more important
That's not what I
than
said.
what we
I
were
didn't
talking
say
about.
I never
No,
said
I'm
that,
just
bro.
making sure y'all know. I
All
don't.
I'm
We
saying.
talking about liquid
You
cash.
said you can't
Look,
live for today.
all I'm saying is at the end of the day, now you see how you keep
Just as
saying
important
game
as
plan,
future
you
plan,
keep
as
saying we
future
need to
plan.
do this, we need to do
You know what I'm
that.
saying?
What the fuck is we gonna do right now? Cause I'm a person of solution.
'Cause
So I'm
it-
not.
But
so-
at the same time, so just to
You're
piggyback
saying-
off what you saying, as to I'm about solution today. That's the only reason I'm saying.
No, I'm thinking of my grandkids.
No,
my
no,
great
no, no,
great
no,
great
no,
great.
no. I respect
Y'all
that.
talking
But
in circles for real. Because if
That's
liquid
not
cash-
circles.
If what we gonna do today is not save the money for the future, then how is liquid cash not gonna matter?
The crazy
Liquid
part
cash
is,
you're using
crazy
for
part
the
is,
future is
no.
what you have.
I get what
If
you're
I'm
saying.
taking $100 out of my damn pocket and putting it toward the future, is that not liquid cash I'm investing for
I
the
say-
future?
I get what
I
you're
say-
saying. I get
I
what you're
say-
saying. I get what you're saying.
Listen,
dude.
listen,
I get what you're saying.
You're
but listen,
tripping because I
listen.
just told you to take the asset and walk into the bank and get
Lloyd,
leverage it for $50.
listen,
Listen,
Hey,
listen to what he's saying.
Lloyd, listen to Ciate. Listen to him real
So
quick.
you heard the phrase "work smarter, not harder."
Correct.
But that's all I'm saying. Like,
Basically,
Just listen to him. Listen to him. Listen to him real quick.
What these two are saying is you can take that $100. Both of y'all can take that liquid cash that y'all want to use that day and put it into something else. You can put it into the compound interest, right? Once you get that compound interest, you can go into the bank when you want to pull out that $100, and instead of getting 100, get 50 bands. You pull out that 50 bands, and you do what the fuck you want to do. You put the $1,400 on your mama's bills.
Same
Yeah,
day.
for 20
You
years.
put whatever on the rent.
Same
You put
day.
whatever on the sink. You put whatever the
Or
fuck you want.
same day.
You can fucking buy you a bag of weed and
That's
still
not
and
same
still have
day.
enough
It's
to
not what.
invest in
That's not the
some real
future.
shit.
I said same day.
And if you want to get even more
Wait,
technical,
wait, hold on, hold on.
hold on. It's no, hold on.
That's the truth.
If
No,
you
hold
don't
on.
take
Lloyd,
$50,000
Lloyd.
from your investment and spend it on anything other than an investment, you're fucking fried.
That's not.
You gonna take
This-
100?
We
if you gonna
talking
take
about his
money out of
mom,
your
bro.
own-
We talking about his mother. What are you talking about?
If you taking 50,
We talking about his mom.
Listen,
Lloyd, we
No,
said
that's not what he
$100,
just- that's not
right?
what he just
We
said.
just said $100.
If you
But look,
saying-
Marcel,
That's not what he
Marcel,
said.
Give me the game.
Lloyd,
Give
just
me-
listen,
give
listen
me-
real quick.
Give
That's
me,
not what
give
he
me-
Listen real quick. Now we
give
just
me-
said $100, right?
Right.
Give me
$100.
God.
So what if-
'Cause I'm
what
about
if-
to be on some
What
job
if
shit.
Marcel,
Like,
what if Marcel took out 2 insurance
shit
policies?
get worse for
What if
my
Marcel did 2 insurance policies?
I
One
do
for
got to.
yourself
I do got to.
and one for your mom.
And you gonna take
I
out
got
bank
two.
loan.
That's
you
a
gonna-
exactly
$100
right.
bands.
You come out
No,
with a bank
I got
loan with an
100 on
APR
me
and you
and
gonna
two-
start.
You're
for
speaking
my
in
mama.
fear.
I'm not
350
speaking
You
bands.
are.
I'm not talking about the component as far as taking $100 and
You speaking
investing
in
it
fear,
for
bro.
compound interest. I'm talking about
Say
taking
what
the
you
money.
said.
Other races don't think like
No,
that.
no,
So
no,
I'm gonna ask this question.
That's
Where
not
would you
how
say?
it
Where
works.
is this
That's
disconnect?
not how you would build an
Because-
asset.
I'm gonna ask you
bro.
this.
Lloyd,
I'm gonna ask you
You're
this.
turning
Lloyd.
an asset to a liability. and y'all don't even
Lloyd,
understand
listen
what
to
I'm
this.
saying.
Listen to this power
If
play.
you go take
Lloyd,
a loan from a
Lloyd,
bank, you owe interest.
Lloyd,
correct? If you
listen
pay
to this
interest
power
over a long
play.
period of time, that interest is gonna overcome the principal. At this point, you just dug into your own investment for the compound interest that you invested $100 a month on.
So what if you got
by
$1
taking
million?
out that loan?
So what if you
So
got-
you're
so
a
what if- so what
retard
if
if
you got
you
$1
go
million?
take out a loan unless it's for an investment.
You
for a
speaking up
purpose
is
gonna
not
make
doing,
you
it's not
more
doing
money.
nothing, Lloyd. That's
Come
not
on,
doing
man.
nothing because
Y'all not
you're still in
making
the same
sense, bro.
position.
You're turning the
You're in the
asset
same
to a
position.
liability
No, you're not.
by taking that loan out unless
not.
you keep that
No, you're
asset
not.
until
You're
the maturity
not.
of your
Marcel,
motherfucking asset.
Marcel,
you're
just
not.
because you speaking
That's
that, that's
why they
not
have a
changing. You're still in the same position, bro.
That's why they have you.
Lloyd, you still in the same position.
not.
You speaking loud, but you're still in the same position.
Because I understand.
You are.
I already answered your
I'm about to give us a power play right now.
I already
Look,
answered your
let me give you a
question.
power play right now, Lloyd.
Give me the
Lloyd,
game.
Lloyd, let me give you a power play right now.
Let him give his power play.
Because I don't speak in fear. I don't speak in fear.
He just
Look,
called my
It's
name.
such a good name.
Hey,
It's
Lloyd,
a good name
Lloyd,
to just
he
say.
say,
I like
Lloyd.
it.
Good name to say.
Now look,
Lloyd.
So listen,
Lloyd. It's such a good name. Lloyd. Nigga, Lloyd. It's such a good name.
most of our community is just like you. We speak in fear.
No, what you not understand is mathematics.
I'm just saying.
Can I just say something
You
real
know
quick?
I don't live in
Mathematically.
fear.
I know you don't,
So
but
if
I'm
you
not.
go-
But I'm
if-
not.
I don't
but I'm
think
not-
you already
but I'm not-
answered
but I'm
what
not
you're
saying
saying.
that
You're not listening.
If you don't give me
You're
the
not-
game, I gotta hear
gotta
it
listen
and I
to
gotta
something.
understand
You're
things.
not
I
listening.
gotta be
You're
like,
You're
you know
not
what?
listening.
You are being
I
heard.
gotta.
Bro,
Everybody's
answer
listening
what
to
you
everybody,
said.
but you gotta comprehend
You gotta-
what's being
What I'm
said.
comprehending is at
So,
8%, if I'm putting in...
Fuck the
let's-
8%.
I know you got the knowledge.
Stop thinking
I
of
don't
that.
like this.
You thinking too much. That's why you still. You're not.
I know you
You're
got
not
the knowledge.
You're not listening.
It's,
Hey,
you
but
have to
Lloyd, do you
understand-
know? Lloyd, you talk about
There's
you
nothing
talk about
wrong
all
with
these
compound
percentages,
interest.
right? Do you know if you have 500,000 right now? Let's say credit, for instance. Say if you got 500,000 out of credit limit and you max your shit out, but you bought a house, you bought 3 cars, you invested
That's
in
not
all
what
these
y'all
different.
talked about when you,
you-
say
you-
a
you
loan. You
bought-
talked about buying shoes and paying shit off. that had
I
nothing to do
don't,
with
I don't
investment.
pay for shoes.
Now
I
you
got my
talking
own
about
fucking
investment.
shoes. What are you talking
That's what
about?
he's saying. I don't know what he's saying.
I never
That's
said
what you're
that.
saying. I don't know what you're saying.
We
You said what
said
you're saying.
I'm trying to, but he not listening to
Let
me.
me hear what Gordon's
We said
saying. I want to hear
don't
what he's
buy
saying.
shoes.
I can't
Do that.
I don't buy bullshit, bro. Everything that I have is an investment.
That's what I
My
just
own
said.
shoes,
If you take
my
a
own
loan out
socks.
from the
I
bank,
got
it
my.
doesn't mean you invest that money
You don't
into an
listen,
investment.
man.
Then that's a
thing is,
waste of money.
I'm trying
So
to.
when
I'm trying to
I
give him
made
some
my
game.
That's what.
When I made my
I
statement,
understand now.
So look,
I
look, look,
understand.
look, look.
I understand.
When I made my statement,
And I'm
when I
trying
said
to give you
the
game, bro.
when I said the sink, it was just to relate to everybody else. In
He
your
not-
situation,
he not
if
listening.
you
He not
in
listening.
your situation, if you put that $100 down and you sign for
I was
that 50
gonna-
bands,
this is the power
me
play I was gonna say
personally,
we can
I'm
do.
gonna buy a
You
facility.
take out insurance policy.
That's what
right?
I would
Right,
do.
but listen,
You know what I'm
take out
saying?
insurance
right?
policy.
I got two.
If you pay
This
the
is we just gonna do one.
Yeah.
I'm just talking about for
Most
now.
compound
You got
interest
5
pays
bullets right
from
now.
8 to 12%.
You take out insurance policy. He
Now,
take out
that
insurance
might-
policy.
the insurance
He take out
policies-
insurance policy. He take out one. I take
Your
out one.
insurance policies can pay you up to $400.
We do that for 10 years. So let's say we all got
You
100
can take out
bands,
more
right?
than just $50,000. You can
How
take
much
up
is
to
that?
insurance policy for
That's
$100,000,
500,000, right?
right? The APR
Not
on
only
that,
we do
if
that,
it's
we
higher
all
than
gonna work on our
8%,
credit,
you make
too.
a compound interest,
So
it's
we all,
considered as
everybody
a
walking the
liability.
bank.
I'm like at
That's
a.
what they're
So
speaking
listen,
But
so
it's in the
listen,
time
we
frame,
all,
so
we
you have to
all,
pay that back.
we all walk in the
You also
bank.
have a term.
You got a
It's
700
so
credit
it's a
score. You
term
got a
in which you can pay
750. You
that back
got an
before the
800.
APR hits, right?
800.
No. APR
The
hits
bank
immediately
give
when you
us
start
lines
the
of
So it's
credit
immediately.
since we're all together.
What are you invested in when you
they'll
take
give
that
us
money?
That's what I was-
That's what's
15, $20
important.
million.
That's why I said
We
because
can
you
take
take
that
that
20
money
million, the
loan,
line
and
of
spend it
credit,
elsewhere,
and we
the
can go
investment is a
buy
liability.
fucking
That's
land, property,
What I
all
was
this
basically
other
saying
shit.
was,
You know what I'm
the
saying?
policy was
cash
just
flowing
And we're not
assets
spending
that
our
I'm
money.
trying to
We're
get
not.
out.
We're not spending our money.
I
though.
take that
money
money
out,
out.
you gotta invest it in something
We
that's
still
gonna
got
make
our
you
credit.
money.
Exactly.
So
I'm
we
going
get
to
off our
put into
insurance
something
policy.
that's not going to
So
be
now we
But
bought
if you
these
take that
properties. We
money
bought
out
this
and spend it for
land.
anything else,
So
it's
now
not
what do we
liability.
get
But
when
this
we
is
get
the
the
difference.
property?
This is
So
what
what-
I'm
what-
saying.
Why your
This is
black
what we're all
ass
saying.
ain't
This is
come
what
with
he
these
said.
phones?
But listen,
do
but listen,
this.
but listen, Marcel. What do we
That's
get?
what I'm saying.
So this is say it's our building right here. What do we get by us purchasing this building with our line of
I just
credit?
want you to know, bro.
What do we
we
get?
saying
Cash flow.
everything we saying.
We
You
get
understand
equity.
what we saying, but
We
just
can
realize,
pull money out
all
because
of
we
us are on
own
the
this
same
fucking
way.
building.
We know we
We can
invest
use our
that money.
cash.
Right, but
50
you're not.
bands, niggas
So
ain't
now we can
always-
take
you're not
that
gonna
equity
take that
and we can go buy more insurance
He
policies.
just want to be right. Let it be right.
Now we didn't
We
spend
all
no
right. That's
fucking
the crazy
money.
part.
So now we can keep doing the same thing and we didn't even touch our cash. You said earlier, Stan, I need the cash. I need the cash.
I need the bread.
So why would you spend 100% of your cash
I'm not going
when you
to
could go
do
spend
that.
20% of your cash
I'll probably do
on
that.
credit
Right. Oh, okay.
and keep the 80%?
All
Your
right.
mom said 1,700, you know what I'm saying, a month for her bills, right?
Right.
What if you had 10,000 in credit limit right now, every single month?
I'm paying that. Easy.
Credit. You don't pay that. You use your credit for that. You pay a percentage and keep it, let's say 20%.
So you can spend
on
like
that.
you
So
can
you're not
spend like
spending.
$3
So
a
you're
month
not
to
spending
pay
your
off.
cash. You're using the credit for that. So that's just another power play for you right there.
I understand.
You didn't
that.
spend
What I'm
100% of
saying
your
is the only
cash.
time that would be
I'm
beneficial
sorry,
to
I'm
take
a
that
real
loan.
nigga, man.
The only time it would be beneficial to take that loan out is if you're taking that money and investing in something that's gonna make you more
You be
money.
making my brain
If
hurt.
you-
I would have hate to be your
If
teacher.
you go
boy.
take, if you go take that money out and then spend it on anything
What are
other
you
than
talking
an
about,
investment,
man?
you're turning your asset to a liability. That's
If
what I
it
was
is,
trying to
I'm
explain
gonna be
to you.
real. If it's any
Let's
kind
say-
of risk on that 50K,
If I
I'm
pay,
gonna take it.
if I spend 100,000, right, or if I spend like $100,000 a month, right?
Right, Lloyd. This.
Hey,
No matter what happens, if it's any kind of risk on, like, cause he's saying,
Hey,
like,
but
it's
real
risk.
quick, real quick, real quick, Lloyd, hold on. Lloyd, we still recording. Let me say we end this and we're gonna keep our conversation.
That's all I'm saying. It's a risk.
Thank y'all for tuning in to Just Curious. You know, we about solution. So at the end of the day, do not move in fear. We about building, creating generational wealth. So it's not about the percent or this or that. It's about building. So if I'm thinking about, man, I gotta pay this percent on this. You went to college, right?
You gotta know your numbers.
Did
so
you go to
that's why-
college?
Yes, that's why numbers are important.
Okay, but you went to college, right? So you paying what? Student loans.
Fuck them loans.
You paying student loans. Can you use the student loans
Yes,
to make money?
yes.
How?
Education. I mean, you got other.
No, you can leverage that loan, bro. You can leverage that loan, bro.
You asked, can I use my loans that I use for students to make money?
You can leverage
the money that you got to
Tell Tell him,
Yo,
Lord,
this
tell him.
nigga Stan,
Tell him,
man.
Bro, you
Tell
can
him,
use
This
the
nigga
money.
Stan,
He
bro.
gonna tell you, you can leverage that loan, bro.
I
How do I
understand
leverage that loan? Cause I got 80 bands in the hole. I'm 80 bands in the hole for student
Well,
loans.
well,
So y'all
Right,
niggas
because I'm
give
not
me
looking
head.
at that leveraging alone on the student loan
the whole
side.
point. I mean, even if you used the loan, because some people go to college and they go get their 1,800, 2,000, whatever it is, and they go and they drop out.
That's what you mean by leveraging the loan?
No, just let him get
No.
to it. Let him get to it.
I'm asking.
So-
I'm
He
asking.
gets to it. He gets
So
to
what I'm saying is you've been
He getting there.
you've been saying that, man, boy, do you know about this? And you gonna have to pay on this for years and years and years
That's
and
not what I
years.
said to you. I said it's all about knowing your income versus
Let
your
him get to it. Let him get to it. Because he got some shit to tell you. Look, come on. Tell us
That's
about
not what I
the
said,
school
though.
loans.
If you go and
Tell us about
reiterate what somebody
if people
said,
need
come
to
on,
hear the
man.
school loans, how to get out of that.
You said if you take the 50,000 and don't spend it on nothing but an investment, you're going to be paying on that. It's going to be.
It's gonna be a liability instead of
Okay,
asset.
so that's
You
what
gotta
he
be
just
a cash flowing
repeated.
asset.
That's what he just
You gotta
repeated.
buy
and you
cash
said
flowing
he-
asset.
Exactly, man.
That's what he
I don't
just
understand.
repeated, and you said you didn't say that.
He said you'll be paying on
Shut
it
the
years and years
fuck
and years.
up,
You don't have to pay. When did I say you have to pay on a liability for years and years and years? Just because the liability don't require you to pay for years, so you can pay a liability off now.
So
Lloyd,
Lloyd, this is what I want
What are
to
you
know.
talking about?
This is what I want to
A
know.
liability don't have to last for years.
Lloyd, this is what I want to
No,
know.
it
So
don't. No, it don't.
you let other racists pimp you. You go to fucking college, you paying all these fucking loans, you doing this, you doing that. You ain't complaining about, damn, I gotta pay $80,000 in the next 10, 15 years. But we sitting here telling you about a power play to create generational wealth, and you sitting there arguing about fucking
That's not,
percentages.
the power play is the actual.
Josh, I'm doing it. I mean,
Right,
Lloyd,
when you-
Lloyd, I am doing
That's like,
it.
nah, man,
Lloyd, you talk, you can't, you saying your
Man,
viewpoints, but
listen,
you talking to somebody
We're not
who's
talking
actually
about
doing
the
it.
compound interest. We're
Yes,
not
I
talking about
am.
that.
Everything I have is
No,
an asset,
it's-
Lloyd. Every car that I got,
The compound
fucking
nigga
flip-flops,
hollering.
my
He said
flip-flops,
everything,
my wine. You see that right there?
Stan,
I make
compound
this
interest.
building that we in right
The
now.
compound interest has to do with the life
I know
insurance.
This shit we in right
So
now.
you agree
It's
the compound
creating
interest
company.
has to do with life insurance, right? The loan from the bank has nothing to do with your life insurance other than the fact that you can use that
Yes,
compound
it
interest
They got everything
as
to do
your
with your life
asset.
insurance.
Because you can use the compound interest that you
So why don't you
as an asset.
preach this about college?
Let me
Why don't you
finish.
preach this
Let me
about
just
college?
finish.
Why don't you preach?
Let me just finish though.
Why don't you preach this
If
about
the-
college though,
if-
Lloyd?
Let me finish though. If you can use this asset,
Have
for
you tried-
compound
have you
interest,
tried
though,
this?
right? To actually get a loan, right? If you take this $50,000 loan, yes, you're leveraging income, and if you're not buying a cash flowing business to make more money,
Lloyd.
then that money is becoming an asset.
Lloyd, that's a
Now,
loan
I'm
from
not
the
saying-
bank. We're not talking about banks. We was talking about insurance policies.
That's what I've been saying this whole
Do
time.
you know? Do you know,
I-
Lloyd? You got kids,
you
right?
never listen to the
Lloyd,
whole thing I was
I'm
saying.
giving you fucking game, brother. Just
Bro,
listen
I'm
to
not
me.
arguing the
Do
compound.
you know you got kids, right?
Correct.
So do you know if you take out an insurance policy, they can't pull your child support from your insurance
We're
policy?
not talking about this. We're not talking about compound interest. We're talking about the loan that you can get for half.
He just
What
told
the
us
fuck is
some
loans?
shit. I
What
ain't
the
even
fuck is
know that
loans?
shit.
I'm
nigga.
already
I ain't
hit-
even
I'm
know
already
that.
hit- I'm already
You
hit
said
to
that.
that.
I'm already hit to that. If you get a divorce, they cannot touch that motherfucking money.
You're
If you
not
got
listening.
child support, they can't touch that motherfucking
You're not
money.
listening.
I already know this.
You're not
You telling me
listening.
something I know.
You're
Bro,
not
they
listening.
I know
can't.
that.
I know this already. I
I
have
know.
life insurance.
Cause you about to
But
die,
you're not
motherfucker. That's why they can't
Bro,
touch
I ain't know that.
They
You're
can't
not
touch the money.
listening. You're
It's
not
protected.
listening.
You can't. They
I
can't
got
touch
that,
it even
bro.
on
I
a
thought that
divorce,
was-
bro. I'm not talking about the compound interest they're talking
I
about.
didn't even know.
I'm talking about
You
the
keep saying compound interest. He said nothing about compound
The
interest.
life insurance
You're
is
not
compound
listening.
interest.
That's crazy.
The life insurance that you take out is compound interest, which is how you
You're
develop
not
money over a long
listening.
period of time, right?
You're not
Now,
listening.
you can use this compound interest you're getting as an
You
asset
talking real
to
shit.
leverage a loan. When you leverage that loan, that asset becomes immediately liability.
See how we
because that
talking
loan
for
has
3, 4,
actual
5 hours?
interest.
We should be getting shit popping.
Exactly.
Instead of us
Yeah.
talking about
It
this,
should be no. It
So
should be
let's
no.
not-
we
that
spend
loan
all
liability
this
to
time
build
and talking
assets
about some
is a way.
bullshit. We talking about bullshit.
This is not bullshit.
What we should be
It's
doing,
about trans-
what we
You're
should
not
be doing
listening.
is talking
I am
about
listening.
you
No,
take
you're
out
not.
policy, or how about you
If
just
you
get
was
your
listening,
credit?
you would never
He
have.
has
an
life
argument.
insurance. Josh
You
has
would
life
never
insurance.
have
I
an
have life
argument.
You're
insurance.
not
You have
listening.
life
You're not
insurance.
listening to what I'm
We all
telling
have
you.
life
Though.
insurance building compound interest.
You're not
keep
listening to what
saying
I'm telling you,
compound
Lloyd.
interest.
It ain't about compound interest,
Life
Lloyd.
insurance don't build compound
Lloyd,
interest.
that's just one power.
That's
play.
one part of
That's
it.
one part
not
of it.
the
I
whole
also
thing.
talked about credit.
We don't need no money with credit.
I ain't gonna lie. I
No,
got
you're
good
right.
credit.
You don't need no money with credit.
Something.
But what all I was
I got
saying was the
650,
portion of
660.
that is
I'm almost
if
like
you
saying
do
like-
get a loan
Oh,
based on.
yeah.
Because
I'm
the
like
thing
right
is,
there.
I'm a
the
hood nigga.
life
I'm
is-
almost.
I'm at a 689.
The life
I'm
insurance
right
is
there,
important.
bro. I'm right
What
there.
I'm saying is, if you're
Couple
gonna
more
lose your
months,
life
nigga,
insurance money for
good.
long-term
I'm right
asset
there.
for immediate now, like if you take a loan now, then it will become a
But
liability.
even if
don't
you
use it
did
in the
use your
term.
loan,
I'm on the
Lloyd,
700
this is what I'm
so
saying.
I'm right there.
Even if you did use your loan, say
for anything.
let's say you got 100,000 in loans, right, Lloyd?
Just
Just listen to me.
Yeah,
I'm
you
telling
know,
you, brother.
can't tell me shit.
Just listen, brother. Now, say if you did use your loan for $100,000 or credit, you bought 4 houses with that, Lloyd. Can they take your house?
No, of course not.
So
They could.
Well, if you bought a property with the house, then it would be important. If you want to take a house like that, you
So
buy
wait,
a property.
wait,
with
wait,
it.
wait,
They can't take
wait.
your house and buy a
So
property.
you saying that I could leverage a property with my 100,000 life
or
insurance?
credit,
Yeah.
or credit.
You can
credit
you
is
can
a-
do a lot
My
with that
credit
shit,
is
basically.
660. We say my credit is 660.
It ain't even about your
No,
credit. It's about your credit history.
Yeah.
You can have a fucking
I got
6.
a long credit history.
But you
You
can
don't
have
got-
you can have a 660. He got a 700, but you better get more than him because of your history.
Yeah,
I got a long
what you've been
history.
People
paid
be
off.
having credit scores, but they don't fucking know how to leverage their
Exactly.
credit.
So okay,
My credit was shitty for
Teach
the
me
last
the
couple of
game,
years, and I've been able to
I'm out
buy.
here doing
I've been able to
shit,
buy
nigga.
multiple
I'm here
cars.
doing
Like, if you take that 50 and put it into a house, right, it's gonna bring you money. But if you take that 50 and put it in something
Yeah,
that's
you
gonna
gotta
get
take
diminishing,
this
then you
nigga
just pay a
mom.
liability. That's all I was saying.
But we don't think like that, Lloyd.
No, I'm just saying though, you gotta be careful how you use that money. I'm
Lloyd,
not saying
Lloyd,
that it's not a
You
benefit.
talking to a nigga who take risks? I don't give a fuck about none of that shit, brother.
You ain't
Well, I
gonna
already know
make
you're
it
not
out
about
take
to
You
it.
not
I know
you're
you're
not
not
gonna
about to take
make you're not gonna make it having a mentality like
You're not
that
gonna
at
make it
all.
not taking risks.
You have a mentality
You
of
have
what
to
if?
take risks.
What if I did
Business
this?
is risk.
I don't know about that
That's
because
business.
what if they come out, man? Fuck the what
You
if.
take risk every day. You
You
just
take
don't be
risk.
that big.
You want to know
Real
why
shit.
don't none of that shit
You take
matter?
risk every day.
This
Some
is
shit
a
I don't
thing
even look
called,
at risk.
it's
I
a
don't
thing
even
called
think of
bank
risk.
Every day you operate in
You
whatever
start
business
right
you
the
do.
fuck
take
up.
And even
Every
if your
day.
credit fucked up, you can always get
So-
your credit back.
If you know how to,
Always.
if you know how to operate, you're not afraid of shit. Like the way we talking about this right now, I'm not afraid of taking money out because I know I can make it back. I know I can. I'm not afraid of that shit. I'll take out fucking $1 million. I don't give a fuck. I'll put that shit right back because I know I can get it. I know I can make $1 million. I've done it before. I look at it like that.
Ooh, over
I ain't made
over your
$1
life,
million.
over your life
I
experience.
done made
Not over my life. Over
$1,000.
in a
No, no,
year,
what
I've
I'm
made $1
saying
million.
is, though, over your life
I
expectancy,
made $1 million.
you're gonna make well over $1 million no matter what. That's why I was telling them.
I'd rather do it for myself than the company, though. That's the way I look at it. If I got a
money
facility,
gonna pass through.
if I got a
Yeah,
facility, all I'm saying is if you got a
million gonna
facility,
pass
But the only
you got
thing is
business,
this-
you got a customer base, you can make $1 million. No matter what you're doing, you
Yeah.
can make if you tailor your business to make $1 million, you can make $1 million. You take a loan out for 50 bands, set yourself up to make $1 million, make $1 million, and pay back the 50 bands. Just like that. Like that's what we're saying.
Or use
Like,
your credit. Or use your
I'm
credit
agreeing.
to pay.
What we're saying is,
I'm
what we're
agreeing
saying
with
is, if
you.
you got that
But
yard
you
in you,
can't
you
take
gonna
that
make it.
50,000 and just be,
I
twiddling
got-
thumbs with that
I
bitch. You
got
just create
hella
a
dollars.
liability.
Yeah, but when you but the thing is, the
I'm not
reason
disagreeing.
but the
I
reason
don't know how to
why I'm
get
so
to $1
passionate,
million.
the
You
reason
know,
why
you got a game
told you.
plan.
the reason
Told you.
listen, the
It's
reason
somebody
why
who's doing it.
the reason why I'm so passionate and I almost seem like I'm yelling at you is because if you constantly telling people, well, to 50,000 and da 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 da. Now
Fuck
these
50,000.
now they listen.
I need $1 million.
Now
Why
now
not
You gotta
just keep
go-
your
you gotta
money
start
in
with
your
the
just listen to me for a
You gotta
second.
start with 50.
Just listen,
and
just
then
listen,
level up.
just listen
You
for
don't have to take the
just
50K.
listen
You can
to
wait
me.
till your life
Lloyd,
insurance mature,
Lloyd,
take the whole thing out.
Lloyd, just listen one
You wait the
second.
whole 30 years, get the whole
I-
thing.
If you
30 years, I'm
with
60.
your mentality, if you constantly telling
Can't be
people,
60.
well, this and that and da 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 da, they listen to you. So we not making shit happen. We not making nothing happen because we talking in fucking circles. What are we doing? How are we getting to point A to point B?
What I'm trying to get you to understand is if you take the
See,
50,000,
I need to
like
take
that,
the
nigga.
250,000.
if
I'll
you
put
take
it like
the
this.
50,000,
And I
you
go
gotta have a plan of what you gonna do.
We
with
just
the
talked in
50.
circles.
Hold on.
No, we didn't.
Yes, you
If I
did.
got a $250,000 life insurance policy, how do I utilize that motherfucker? What do I do with that?
Take the shit out and fucking start.
Take it out how? Take it out how though?
You make a
You
phone
say
call
To who?
To the person that you invested with.
So I got New York Life.
How many-
nigga.
it all
I'm
depends.
cool.
So you
It depends
need
how
to-
much you accrue.
Okay,
It can start off at
Mazel,
250,000.
you gotta
Yeah,
follow the money.
No,
sure that.
you have
Teach
We
me
might-
the
we
game.
might
you
as well
gotta-
change numbers
you
right
gotta
now, and I
follow-
need to buy a little wine.
You stand,
You-
because
Shit, what you
you
got?
my man's, right? If you say, yo, this
cherry,
my man,
pineapple,
this
and-
nigga right here.
What's the closest to dry? It's like
You know what I'm saying?
Closest to dry.
closest to dry.
Something
You know,
like-
sweet. My lady
So
don't like
look,
it, but I'm gonna make her
if
like
you
it.
I mean, it's always put it on my website.
I'm gonna take
$30,000.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
sure.
can deliver it to you tomorrow.
Do you know you
That's
just
what I'm
can't go to
saying.
the bank and
You
take
a
your
good
money out?
businessman.
So why is that?
Just
That's your fucking
That's what
money.
I'm saying. Like, it is.
Josh, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hi, bro.
Who is they?
See, I'll
It's the
take my
banks,
stick
they
in.
selling it
See,
to
I'm
others.
first.
It's not the government. It's
So
not the
I'm about to get my
government.
life insurance.
I know it ain't your
So I
money.
got-
I'm going
you
that
know,
bank, though.
You gotta
I
know.
got my
All
You
that shit
gotta-
like stocks and
So I
investments.
might as well
Listen,
talk to you
listen,
so I
brother.
can pull this
You
money
gotta
out
follow
and
the
get my
money.
shit rocking.
Who has your money?
I'm not fucking
You don't even know how to make money because you don't even know who have
I'm
your
about to
money.
fight.
It's
My
not
girl
the
goes to
user.
Grand.
Who got my money?
When the bank goes draw money from the
Everything,
bank, they take from other
everything is
Did
controlled
anybody
by
help me
hedge
get to the
funds.
next level?
They got hedge funds where they
That's
loan
all-
each
that's
other
all
money,
about
and they it's
You got-
it's
you
it's,
gotta
it's
start
bigger than the banks.
So I got
You
a lot
have
of credit game.
You need
Anybody to
like
get me to the
20
next
million
level,
just
help me
start
get to the
a bank.
next level, you know, I'm
So
gonna
you
get myself
gotta
there. But
know,
anybody to help
yeah,
me get there,
20 million.
best believe.
But you need to know
Always
who
remember.
has your
Let me
money.
get
So it's like
real quick.
if you work at a job and you paying in the 401k, why is it that they taking my money and put exactly? So that's why
401k got fees.
they got fees.
They didn't penalize you for taking money out.
So that's why.
That's what they were saying.
So that's why I don't. That's why I say I don't want you to feel like I'm like
about the short.
yelling or whatever.
But
But
I'm not talking in circles. What I'm trying to say is, if we get this money, what we gonna do the next step? Because the next step after getting 50,000,
what you need to do is get with a nigga like me and give me the fucking money. I don't need you to think. Stop thinking.
just give me the money.
Yeah, or
Man,
listen,
that's all.
or listen to
That nigga
him.
said that.
Or listen-
I got written off on
or
$100.
listen to him.
Another
He know what he's
another
talking
thing,
about.
bro, like you need to be like, look, cause life is gonna be hard if you
gotta
make it
understand,
hard.
Questions are gonna transpire upon transition.
That's
So
yeah.
to be able to go over the same thing over and over again is not a bad thing. You know what
There's
I'm saying?
nothing wrong with asking questions. I do it all the
Yeah,
time.
but you
And I'm
asking
and
dumb
for real,
I'm
I'm
not
gonna
asking
call
dumb
myself a
questions.
slow learner.
I'm asking you, if we take this money out, at what point this gonna be an asset instead of a liability? That's what I'm asking.
I told you
But I'm
something.
As soon as your business is successful,
None of us has
that's
ever
when.
went through this venture before, so if somebody's gonna accumulate an idea and there's multiple questions of the same
But I
thing
told you
coming
the
up,
same day.
that means that issue is a bit.
Told you.
I get it. You don't want to take on that cost. I don't want to take on
If
that
he
cost.
did it,
I get it.
if we already did it or we bumped our head, why is we talking in circles?
Well, no,
Hey,
no.
give
Do
me
you know?
the
Do you know the
blueprint.
story of Warren
Y'all
Buffett?
got to the point of
The niggas
paying
that
life
made it-
insurance, but the
You
transition.
gotta listen,
The
bro.
transition between taking
gotta
a loan
listen,
from
man.
paying life insurance is a big transition.
If you ever get nervous about getting money, look at the niggas that got money already.
You got first of all, you need to
Warren
follow the
Buffett,
money,
billionaires.
Lloyd. Follow.
I'm
Where's your money going, Lloyd?
I'm getting money.
where
Where-
money going?
It's following money to
That's
a
what you need. That's
faster
the,
run
that's
of
the
money is what we
point.
talking
You
about.
cannot make money if
Like
you
he
don't know
said,
where the money is coming from.
Rockefeller clicked up with all his people,
You look real
and they
fine.
got that bread.
Yeah, like, I don't even want to talk to you no more. You win, nigga. Get the fuck out of here, nigga.
Look,
What are you talking about?
And when he said you moving out of fear, I'm gonna be honest with you, he being real with you, and you gotta listen, cause like he being real with you.
I have
People
the
not
life
gonna be
insurance
this
policy
honest
already.
with you. People
But
just
I-
gonna let you fail.
How can
Okay.
you move
People
out?
just gonna let
So
you fail.
so if you
People
got a
being
life
honest with
insurance
you.
I have
policy,
Real shit.
I
if
have
you
life
got
insurance
if you
already.
got a life
What I'm
insurance
trying to figure out
policy
is,
already,
if
and
we
trying
go
to
get
give you
this
the
money
answer.
out, and we can get out all together, everybody take their lean off on their life insurance, what we gonna do with this money? That's
When
all
you
I'm
take
saying.
the money out,
Because we
I'm
just
gonna
take this money and sit on it, it's a
Before
liability.
you
That's
get
all
this
I'm
money,
saying.
before you
If we sit on this money, it's a liability.
Before you
How do I take the
money
lead out of my life insurance?
That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Give me the
These
money.
niggas keep talking about lean on life insurance. I'm trying to figure out how you do it and
I'm
what we
gonna
gonna do
give
with
you
this money
the
after.
No,
No,
I
we
know
tried
who's doing the money.
This is
But
true.
we
Give me
tried
the money.
to ask, we
This
tried,
is
we
true.
gave you an
Like,
answer.
niggas keep talking in circles just because you keep yelling at me.
Good
Nigga,
luck
I
to his
don't know the
girlfriend.
answer.
I don't know how you
Did you get an answer? I ain't get
I'm about to give you an answer. I'm about to give you an answer.
Damn,
Take a
like-
notebook. You take a notebook.
Yeah, this
How
is
do I get a
this
lead?
is a crazy thing, and I'm not trying to show. I'm not trying to flex or nothing.
How do I get a
But
lead off this
if I don't say this, bro, I would be selfish.
Doing this
So if I'm telling you, Lloyd, like, dude, I have my own flaps. I have a facility. People rent. I got this on Pure Space right now. So you was talking about compound interest and all of that. Do you know people rent this space out and we get paid every single week and I'm not here?
Space.
Yeah.
Rental spaces is a big business.
So
But-
I'm telling you. So when you say
Well, what are we gonna do about the $50,000? We're gonna go get us a space.
You know how fast you can make
We
50
gon- we
bands?
gon- we gon-
You can make 50 bands in a month. You can make 50
So when
bands
you-
in a
But we
month.
never got to this point.
Real
That's why I
shit,
just
because
had.
because you
You
know
can
you
make that.
because I be
You
trying
make
to
that.
talk
So
and,
you
and,
have gone-
and that's what I'm saying, bro.
It's
When,
not
when I'm trying to talk and I try to get my points up, it's like God, everybody has
That's
their
what I'm
own
saying. So we
their
all
own
know
narrative.
that's what I'm saying.
But I'm telling y'all shit that I already
But
done.
we never got to the point of what we gonna do with
Cause
the
you
new
like
shit.
Stan, you're not
kept
listening.
interrupting.
Cause you like Stan.
I
You're
just
not
kept
listening
restating
to
the
me.
question.
I'm gonna
Y'all
be
just
real,
kept talking
dog.
about how
Like,
we
Like,
got
Stan,
Stan ain't gonna be rich. I'm gonna be
We
rich.
never got to
Like,
it.
I know that.
You like Stan, you're not
I'm
listening to me.
rich.
I kept saying what we gonna do with the money.
I'm
We
trying
kept
to
the
get-
money up
I
to the
gave you 5 different things that I do right now to
Because
make
as a
money.
rich nigga,
I gave you. I told you I got a Turo.
I'm trying.
We in a space right now, right?
You know what I'm saying?
Not
So
only
where I
people
ain't
rent
even
all this
think
equipment
about the
from
money
us.
that I'm
We
spending.
on Pure
Bro,
Space.
you
That's
gotta
the
link up too, bro.
See this carpet that I'm walking on right now? This just got rented out last week.
Everybody here got life insurance, don't they?
So that's what
When
I'm
we get
saying.
together, bro, we
And that's
can
why.
really start some
And that's
shit.
why.
We wouldn't start nothing with you because you don't.
And that's why. That's why I kept. But that's why I kept saying
It's okay.
it's about.
It's too many minds
Everything is
trying to
about
get their own
division.
thought out, bro.
Yeah,
And
but
nobody's
but you gotta know who the fuck is telling you the shit you need to listen to, man.
Your hand smell like nuts, nigga. The fuck out of here. Your hand smell like nigga.
Nuts.
Get the fuck
How
out of
you
here,
know
nigga.
what nuts smell like?
I gotta tell
Hey,
you.
for real shit.
I didn't say your
Hey,
nuts. I
Lloyd,
said nuts.
Lloyd.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, my nuts
Hey,
smell good.
Hey, real shit. Do y'all know the smartest? Do y'all know the smartest person? Do you know the smartest person in the room is not the smartest? It's the person who keep people around that's smarter than him.
Yes.
Because when you don't have the answer,
Jay-Z.
who the fuck do you call?
Right, that's why-
So my point is to you:
Ciante.
listen to that man. If he telling you some shit, this nigga know what the fuck he doing.
Bro, I'm not contesting that. I didn't contest anything y'all was talking about. All I kept doing is saying, what we gonna do with the money? We never got to that point. Now that we got to that point, because we kept getting sidetracked.
You kept
You
getting
kept, it was not me.
You
bro.
kept talking.
You
to
had
Beyonce
fucking
while
O
he was-
and O too. I don't know what the fuck he was talking
I was
about.
on some trash.
He was drunk. He kept talking about.
He was drunk.
But no, that's your
We got
oh,
okay
dude.
contact.
Listen to
He was on
it.
a tangent.
Don't think emotionally. Listen to what
already
we
keep
saying.
making
'Cause we sound like fucking women.
No, I see what
That's
you're
what we-
saying though. Now that I can actually hear you directly as far as what you trying to do.
That's why I kept getting. That's why
But it
I kept
wasn't
telling
making
y'all.
sense to me
Y'all gotta
because-
stop cutting my points off because
It
you
wasn't
got.
making sense.
It's easy.
Yeah, because I wasn't able to.
I
keep
know,
this
but you can't be mad at me because I wasn't able to get the whole thing. I was,
But you was
I was still
interrupting.
confused.
You was the man who interrupted me though.
Man,
You
what
know
I
what I'm
was
saying?
Yes,
Maybe I was.
You and O.
Maybe I
You
was.
can't listen if you
We
talking.
put our heads together
It's
and we
impossible.
decided to get some real money.
Yeah.
So like this is where it come into play. I'm gonna get your number 2, bro. This is where the network
Yeah,
come into play, man.
y'all need to get. He got his own. You still got your shop too?
Yeah.
And he in the stocks. All that. Y'all need to.
That's what I'm really into.
I
That's why,
trade. So like
that's why I'm big on liquid cash because stocks to me is like I day trade a little bit.
Yeah.
And then my whole thing
I don't
is
know
so
if
with
it's-
the cash that
If I could
I
be
do
his
a lot
friend
of
or
research, like, I'll take
be
advantage, put it into one
his
stock
lover,
for a
that
day,
shit'd
and
be.
pull it out by the end of the day.
Woo!
See, for me, it's like